Now, has
Yeah,
Google actually closed? Because I see loads of things that say Google on there.
Shade software armor.
Memory and things all seem to be working. I'm still concerned that I'm up to 83 milliseconds, 84.
Well, I mean, you still literally have sounded absolutely perfect up till this point. Like you've not roboted out a single time. Respawn had a tiny moment of roboting, but I think that may have been noise gating more than roboting. But you have been 100% perfect.
Okay.
Which
just please tell me if I do robot out, because it'll mess up everything again.
We're gonna let you discover that in editing.
I don't. I hate it when that happens.
No, it's been perfectly fine up to this point. So the moment we start talking, that's when it's going to happen. I mean, that's what I've learned from experience. Yeah. you can just hang out and talk nonsense for 6 hours, perfectly fine. The moment you try to talk Destiny, nope, absolutely not.
Yeah,
but you know what that says to me? That says to me I should roll the titles and get you guys to do all the talking, and I can just sit in the background and just think happy thoughts.
Isn't that how it usually goes anyway? Asking for a friend.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Night Demon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Rager, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
So welcome back to Iron Banner Talk this week, as that is in full throw this week, isn't it?
Yeah,
say so.
And they did exactly what we thought they'd do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Night Demon, Respawn's there, and Parody's there. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys. We are not original at all.
Never have.
Speak for yourself.
I am speaking for myself.
Yeah. We are original, Parody and I.
Original recipe, maybe.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, we do.
See, there's that we thing again. Are you speaking France all of a sudden?
Oui.
Oui, oui.
Ah, okay.
Bonjour.
Je suis la boum boum. Je ne comprends pas.
No.
And other words.
And now Respawn's trying to think, does he speak French or did he just say no?
You don't speak French because I said, I don't understand what you're saying. And then you said no. So I know you don't speak French.
I could.
The first thing I said was je suis le boom boom, is I like the boom boom. And then I said, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
said no.
No. Okay, sure. We'll go with that.
Anyway. Yes, Iron Banner. And another twist to Iron Banner this week. I think I think somebody's
has this been the worst kept secret since Iron Banner began?
Let's see, which version is it this time?
Oh,
it's not telling me which version of Iron Banner it is.
It's the same version as it was last week, but it wasn't meant to be the same as last week, which I don't really get. Because when Parody texted me and said, "Oh, by the way, this has happened," I was like, "Yeah, it's meant to be tribute." Yeah, where's tribute?
It still is meant to be tribute.
Yeah.
They had really good intentions.
Got it.
But something says to me that something really badly went wrong for them to go, well, we've got control and we've got tribute up at the same time. We're just going to turn tribute off.
Usually does, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, though, does it? If it's meant to be a tribute week and we've told people it's tribute this week, surely you leave on the tribute node and turn off the control node because that's the one that shouldn't be around. Not that I'm really want.
They didn't want Cheese to make his video about whatever was hilariously broken in tribute that they meant to fix the last time and didn't.
Yeah,
and now
it was meant to be
hilariously
fixed,
broken again.
Yeah.
And they just know everybody would moan about tribute being up because people love to moan about things.
I am a big fan of moaning.
Yeah, we have Iron Banner tribute control. See, this is actually a tribute to control. It's so good they brought it back again. There isn't actually an Iron Banner tribute anymore. I don't actually believe this mode exists. I think they actually deleted that code accidentally. And now it's just control. Forever.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Which I don't see there's an issue with that, because people have always enjoyed playing Iron Banner Control, because that's always been the mode until they added a few things like Rift and Mayhem and Clash in Destiny 1, and then we kind of ported a few over just to kind of mix things up, and then we created our own kind of modes from other modes in Iron Banner. But I think people do enjoy Control a lot more, and it keeps the player base healthy, because it is, it's very much, capture the control point, and as long as you're capturing the control points and shooting people at the same time while they're trying to get your capture point, you're going to win.
Whoa. What was that first part you said?
Yeah.
Because I was sitting at like 96% of the wins I needed to kill my Iron Banner title.
Yeah.
For a while yesterday, because of that first little point you mentioned about capturing the zones. So guys, so there's these circles on the map. There's 3 letters on them, A, B, and C. There's 3 circles. If you shoot people while standing in the circle go up. Circle go up, you get super energy. Game give you super for standing in big circle. Help team win, stand in circle. We don't shoot the man, leave the circle immediately, and then wonder why we've lost every match. If you stand in a circle, score go up, super go up. Lots of super energy for standing in circle. Yeah. I think there are about 6 games in a row we lost, not by much, solely because nobody would capture a zone. We were constantly either, playing against a triple cap team, or we had one zone that we, for some reason, hung on to, but refused to actually actively go after any other zones. So if you capture the zones, you can win the games and thus build your title faster, or just, feel the joy of victory. But, some people don't like the joy of victory, and that's fine. They want to say, look at all the kills I got, but we lost terribly.
Yeah, look at my KD. It's amazing. Yeah. But
I feel like I'm being personally attacked here.
Oh, it's not you. It's everyone else. The number of times I watch somebody have a zone like 3/4 captured and then left it. I'm like,
yeah, they just run off.
I'm like, sir, there's nobody there. You could have just waited like 3 more seconds and we would have been good. But no, you had somewhere to be. Your timer went off. Your oven was on. I don't know what's happening. Microwave beef to you. Who's to say?
Even when I have a roaming super and I've wiped everybody off of that zone and I've still got like 3/4 or even half of that super left, I'm like, I've got to stand here and capture this. I feel the need that I can't just wander off and go and kill somebody just because I've got a super. If they come to me, they're in big trouble, but I'm going to have to stand here unless somebody else runs in and captures for me, and then I can go off, which sometimes happens and majority of the time doesn't. But
which is why I try to shoot somebody in the back multiple times if I've come to capture the zone. Be like, hey, you go murder things with that super. I'll stand here and be the guy standing here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think Control being up this week has helped. And again, people are still upset that the main focus is a weapon that's in PvP that's going to be for PvE. But we've had the reverse for many times, haven't we? It's just, that's the necessity of the game.
Yeah. You play Gambit to get your PvP weapon. You play Iron Banner to get your PvE weapon. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
We don't make the rules. We just kind of sort of follow them.
Yeah.
Best we can.
And I did learn something last week at the tail end of it, and I think I was talking to you, Peroty, about this.
You didn't learn anything.
I did. Normally, right, you've got 4 pinnacle engrams that you can get each time that Iron Banner comes up. And last time when they did Iron Banner, I'd done my 4 by the Friday reset and kind of then hadn't played till the next week. But what I realised continuing playing this past week before it reset on the Tuesday is that you can go up to all 8 engrams, all 8 pinnacles on one character in that first week. You can do all your challenges and get your boosts. But I haven't gone back on my Titan to see. I don't think I can get another 8 this week because I've done the double thing. I think that they just allow you to collect all 8 in that first week, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. It's sort of like getting on Tuesday evening and going, all right, I have all the time to play, but the rest of my challenges don't come up until Friday. So at least if you at least you can get your pinnacles, sort of get in and get out, and don't have to wait until the weekend to do your challenges.
No,
but yeah, who doesn't love pinnacles?
So I'm now pinnacled out. I'm at the powerful cap. So
it's crazy. I'm still not. Like my highest speed is like 2008, which is crazy for me because usually I'm one of the first people that are like maxed out, dude. But this season I am slacking hard.
Well, what I found was that now we've got the double events in each kind of episode. We had with the haunted one, the Fest of the Lost. If you did that each week, you could go into and do the Lost sectors and get a pinnacle from the Lost sectors. And if you gave your commendations out at the end, you were guaranteed to get another pinnacle from Hawthorne. So that's all you had to do on each character each week. And then obviously, if you went and played other things, you got more pinnacles. But that was for 3 weeks. So you were guaranteed just playing 3 on each character, you would get 6. And then with Iron Banner coming round and giving you like 8 in one throw by the end of the week for each character, it wasn't that hard. I mean, I hadn't done like raids or dungeons and things like that. And I'm at the pinnacle cap.
Yeah,
Saying that, I did do one dungeon. I did the Vespers host, but that doesn't count. That's only one run through. It's not like I've been obsessed like other people trying to get their icebreaker. I've just done the one, didn't get it. I was like, I'll go back at another point because this week I've got Iron Banner, and then next week we've got even more goodness, some festive goodness for another 3 weeks. It just kind of rolls into one, and just I think we only had like that 1 week off, didn't we? Where there was nothing in that week apart from doing a few things to kind of catch up, and then straight into Iron Banner, and then straight into the Dawning. Then we've got the beginning of Act 3 of Episode 2 coming after the new year. So it's just kind of a snowball effect. It's just rolling down the hill. We've got so much to do. If you want to do it, obviously.
Yeah. It does seem like there's just been a lot of a lot of events every week. Is like there's something to go do out of the ordinary, which is probably why I've forgotten all about my tonics and all about Ido going. I could probably go see you over there, but I
there's no point. Once you get to Act 2 tonics, she just like freaks out, man. I've unlocked every tonic that I can unlock, right? Yeah. She's got no more things for me. She's got no more missions for me. I've completed all the green to blue, the purple paths, right? Yeah. And there's nothing left. And yet I can't progress because it says I need to unlock another tonic. I'm like, how? Where? Who?
Do the next act.
Yeah. Are you sure you're not missing one of the tonics?
I went through there many times, and even went through there 5 times this morning while you two were chatting, just to verify. Yeah, I have gotten every single path of
have you made every
purple
tonic?
Yeah.
Have you consumed every tonic?
It doesn't say anything about consumption. It says you have to unlock.
Well, I'm just saying, unlocking it by pouring it down your throat seems like a good way to do it.
Yeah. I think you have to do it that way.
No, you don't.
Okay. Do it anyway, just in case.
No.
Because if it's still flashing at me, I still have to go and brew it and consume it.
Well, I've brewed them, sure, but
well, go and check.
Squirrel!
Destiny Rising is not the Destiny killer. Sorry.
Respawn squirrel moment.
No, chat said I can't wait for the real Destiny killer to come out. Destiny Rising.
No, the real Destiny killer is Layoffs.
Yeah. But should we talk about that? Because that's come up in a couple of videos that I've watched this week. I watched a Paul Tassi video this week, and I watched a True Vanguard video this week.
Why would you ever watch Paul Tassi?
I thought it was quite interesting because he was saying that, there's been a number of bugs in Destiny, and as the bugs kind of progress and get worse and worse, or we find out about them, the more and more the community kind of a bit more like they get angry about it, and then kind of it's just another bug, and and questioning every single thing after that. So if something goes wrong in the game, is it another bug like Respawn was doing last week? Is it another bug? Have they fixed this bug? It's still not working for me. It must still be a bug, kind of thing, with the RNG of the sidearm for Iron Banner. And Paul was saying, we had the weapon waiting thing that happened that everybody's kind of freaked out about, and now we've had the potions thing that everybody else is now freaking out. There was kind of confusion about, don't take this tonic because it's not that tonic, it's the one next to it, and then that was proved that wasn't the case. But then Bungie have kind of investigated further and gone, yes, we know there's an issue, we're going to be trying to do a fix for it. But it's like, but he called his video "Bugs on Bugs on Bugs," which again makes me laugh because Respawn's bits on bits on bits on bits song that he did. Yeah, and then True Vanguard was saying in his video that he's now got to the point of he's given all the feedback he can to Bungie about doing certain things, and he feels that they're not not that they're not listening, that they can't do what they could have done, but because of the layoffs, it's kind of had a knock-on effect. Again, going back to Paul Tassie's video of the testers all laid off.
Yeah, you got your QA department, and guess what? Yeah. Your QA is not going to be as good as it was before. Imagine how that works.
Notice he said as good. He didn't say they were good. He said as good.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, I think clearly. I mean, we've seen a market decline. Things were better. Now they are not better. So I
just wanted to point that out. They've never been great. There's always been massive bugs in the game.
Well, I mean, you're never going to find everything. But the fact that we've had a super disabled in a dungeon since the dungeon launched,
Jesus Christ,
and now maybe in mid-January it'll be resolved. Because I was watching again in that same thread, it's Tizzle did the same video. Destiny 2 is in the worst data I have ever seen about just again all the bugs we mentioned. A super just not being available for months.
And the reason behind it is even more infuriating. It's not that it crashes your game or that it does something negative. It's that it does too much damage. They're gating it because it benefits us, and they're like, no, you can't.
No, it does benefit you, but it's in a bad way. It shouldn't be doing that amount of damage.
It doesn't matter. Okay,
obviously it does.
No. Look, you're going to do the dungeon anyway, right? If your bug is that bad, let us take advantage of it until you fix it. But disabling it for months because you screwed up is ridiculous, man.
It's not. It's part of the Q&A.
It is ridiculous.
And I mean, I've got to give it to them. They did have a pretty solid Q&A department, because we would even learn about bugs in the TWAB. They would say, oh, by the way, we've stopped this going out, we've stopped that going out, we've had to push this back because we've identified an issue here. So some of the times we weren't even seeing the bugs, and then if Cheese saw a bug, or somebody was reported to Cheese that there was a bug, it was kind of immediately nipped in the bud. But now...
No, Don's right. The Titan super that does too much damage, right? Did they disable that? No. They didn't disable that. They're like, oh, there's a fix coming for it, right? But you can still use it. But no, they disabled the Hunter's Tether.
Yeah.
Because it does too much damage.
And? You can't have it both ways.
And if they fix it, it's going to cause more crashes.
One way. A singular way. A singular way that, I mean, look, if you're going to let the Titans use their broke-ass, overpowered super until you get a fix for it, but you're going to disable the Hunters, that's not both ways, dude. That's asking for the same treatment for two different classes. Warlocks and Titans have these overpowered supers that are doing too much damage in the game. Oh, no, it's fine. We'll just come out with a fix for it. Wait, the supers are doing too much damage? Disable that until we come up with a fix in January.
The Warlocks have a history of all of their good supers being nerfed into the ground. So don't bring the Warlocks into this fight.
No, I'm not saying there should be...
The Warlocks are innocent third parties in all this.
You don't let the Titans and Warlocks use their broken, overpowered supers and not disable it until you get a fix. Why is the Hunter's super that does too much damage disabled until they get a fix?
Well, obviously, it does way too much damage.
So what? It's a dungeon. It doesn't do that much damage throughout the whole game. It's a dungeon.
Well, you can still use it in the rest of the game. It's just the dungeon that it's just been kind of disabled for. But saying that, I think they should, every time you kind of load into the dungeon, they should let people know. Because if they've just done one flash screen to let people know that they can't use it or it's disabled, and people go to play and they don't listen to podcasts, they don't read the TWAB, they're not up to date with all the Destiny stuff, and they go to play it and they can't use it in there, there should be some kind of explanation behind it, even when you highlight over it. I think there just needs to be a bit more explanation.
Or let us use it until you get a fix. Let us enjoy, the broken damage for a little while. And then okay, well, you had your time where it was broken. Now it's fixed. Now you have to do it the right way. All right, cool.
But they're not going to do that because they're winding down.
Moments.
they're winding down for Christmas, and it's going to be major fixes and major issues that are going to be tackled before we kind of get to January.
You're still not addressing the fact that they shouldn't have disabled it to begin with.
Well, no, I think it was the right thing to do.
Of course you do, because you're a Titan who gets to use his broke-ass overpowered super.
No, I would have agreed with it no matter whether I was a Titan Hunter or Warlock. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a cheat, I like an exploit, but
it's not a cheat or an exploit. It is their screw up.
No, I said
they screwed up on 3 supers. They disabled one of them. Can you guess which one?
The one that's the worst, probably.
Mm-hmm. Sure, it is. No, it's not the worst. Even with the Hunter Tether damage, and it's not that it's doing too much damage, right? It's that the end boss, right? When you tether the end boss, because all the end bosses, when you kill the ones at the end of the dungeon, it elongates the timer, right? Well, when you do damage to one, you do damage to all. So it's not even about the amount of damage. It's just the fact that the tether lets you kill all the things, right? So it's not even that it's doing a lot of damage. It's just that it's doing tether things. You know, you didn't want to have a boss phase where killing the copies elongates the time and the tether helps mitigate that. Well, then don't make a boss encounter that does that. You know,
I think you really do need to watch the True Vanguard video this week, because he says it's time to stop complaining.
No. And True Vanguard, I believe, is also a Titan, isn't he? Or a Warlock?
He's 100% a Hunter.
Is
I haven't watched a True Vanguard video in a while.
Well, either way,
I'm pretty sure he is 100% a Hunter. Or if not 100%, that's what he means.
Fair enough. I still want to use my tether.
I know you do.
I just don't think it's fair. It's not cool, man. No matter how you try to justify it, oh well, it's doing this and this and this.
Maybe we could have fixed this sooner. Maybe this would have been taught earlier in development. But layoffs do not fix anything. They only make things worse.
Anyway, whatever. I have 2 Titans. None of them's going to take my side, guys. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, I mean, do you want to know exactly what it was doing? Because Cheese Forever has a video on exactly what it was doing.
What was it doing? Extra damage?
No. You know the boss, servitor boss, is it Rankis Unified? The servitor boss in the middle? Yeah. You tether him, and people were tethering him and using Wardcliff coil. It was literally crashing your game.
So it sounds like a Wardcliff coil problem, not a tether problem.
No, because you can still use Wardcliff in there.
Yeah, no, Wardcliff is fine. So you can use it if you want. It'll just crash your game.
Yeah. So that's why it's still disabled and needs to be fixed.
So you can't use it if you want to.
No.
Risk the game
so all your ranting over it being too much, that's the issue.
Okay, so what you're telling me...
What you're saying is, sorry, Bungie.
So, no.
You are.
You have to use the tether in addition to the Wardcliff, right?
No. They used Wardcliff in his video.
The tether?
I think he was just showing you for purposes in his video that if you tether and then you destroy them all, because whatever weapon you use, and Wardcliff obviously destroys a lot more at the same time, it just crashes your game.
I'll risk it.
To crash the game.
Yep.
He says until his game crashes, and then he comes on here and screams even more.
Yep.
You wouldn't risk it.
Yep, I'll risk it. It's my choice. Give me my super.
Because
I still want to use it at the in-game boss. All right, if you can't use it in that one encounter because killing all the baddies crashes your game, cool. Don't use it in that encounter. I still want to be able to use it at the in-phase encounter.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Let us determine how we play the game. Like, hey, if you use it here, your game's going to crash. All right, cool. Noted. I'm not going to use it there, but I still want to use it everywhere else.
You can use it everywhere else. This is what I don't get.
Everywhere else in the dungeon.
Disabled in the dungeon. I'm talking about the other damage phases in the dungeon. If that one phase...
Obviously, it's not that simple. It's obviously not that simple to just go, right, turn it off here.
No, I don't think they turn it off at all. If they're saying, hey, if you use it on this encounter, it will crash your game, right? Cool. Don't use it in that encounter. Us as players. They don't have to disable that in the encounter. I'm saying us players have the knowledge not to use it in that encounter.
No. I would guarantee you most players do not. I would guarantee you most players don't know it's disabled or why it's disabled or where it's disabled specifically.
Yeah.
You and I, the three of us in this virtual room,
we know.
100% with you. People who follow the game and updates, 100%. Totally with you. If you walk into a game and you play an activity and that activity crashes every single time you do it, because there's nothing in the activity to tell you that it's disabled. There's nothing in the game to tell you, hey, don't run this. It's going to crash your encounter. Or, hey, if you go to launch this with it enabled, say, okay, you can do this. If there was a pop-up that said, okay, you can run this, but just knowing this super will likely crash your game during this encounter. And then you've got to come out and restart it. Relaunch your game, whatever. If that was there, then sure, give me the box to hit to say, I know what I'm going into and doing this. Fine, great, do it. But if you're running that dungeon, I guarantee you, if you're running that dungeon with blueberries, most of them are going to have no idea that that's disabled, or if the game crashed, why it crashed. And if they find out you're the reason they crashed, they're really not going to be happy with you as a player.
I'll risk it.
Yeah, you'll risk it, but
but you're not everybody. You, I would say, are in the deep minority.
Story like freaking life.
If I go into a dungeon and I find someone I'm playing with has crashed the game because they ran something they knew they shouldn't, I'm done. You're blocked. We're never speaking again. We're through.
That's kind of an extreme response to a video game death, but okay.
Yeah, life is too short.
If I find out rage.
No, I mean life is too short. If I'm going and playing with some blueberry that crashed my game because he thought he knew better, I'd be like, I'll go find a different blueberry. I don't need you. Goodbye.
Oh, so just the blueberries. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like you're ending relationships and friendships over this. I'm like, damn, dude.
No, that's what I said. If I'm doing something with a player and I find that player did something that crashed my game out and knew it, I'd be like, you couldn't have just not? Are you not a good enough player to have another option? Come on now, you have other options.
Blue Screen comes in as a hunter, crashes the game, Peroty and friends, and blocks him.
No, like I'm here to do an activity. Or if you're like, hey, I'm going to run this, it could crash the game, and I agree to it, then fine. If it crashes, I just want I want to be informed. I want to be aware of what's going on.
Informed consent. Yes, that's what I'm asking. Yeah. Just informed consent. Don't take it away from me. Don't take away my options, dude. Just give me informed consent. This is so bad.
Give me a button to press that says, yes, I'm going to crash my game, but I'm going to try this anyway.
Yes.
Anyway,
for what it's worth, Bungie does say, hey, we're looking for a fix earlier than this. For transparency, they were targeting a fix for November 19th, but discover the fix would cause further crashing in other parts of the game. So, congratulations, it made the problem worse. So it sounds like almost maybe there's a problem with Tether, and I wonder if it's one of those. Isn't Tether one of the original Hunter Supers, like one of the really old ones?
The original, yes.
Okay, yeah. So
no. It's original for Destiny 2, but for Destiny 1, it was the one that was introduced, wasn't it?
No, right. Well, okay. Well, I mean, at least original for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And this year, once the fix is thoroughly tested and validated, we'll provide an exact date when we expect to push it out. But I'm wondering if we're running into, like Telesto territory. Like,
I was thinking,
these again. This is really old code. This is really complicated manual stuff. This is probably there's an entire wiki page somewhere on how you need to deal with this tether because of all of the caveats and don't do it this way. And you think this is how this works, but no, absolutely not, because of these 7 dependencies we haven't actually used in 4 years, but are still important for this. That's why this server in the corner is still running, because it has to handle Telesto, this super, the original archetype, a handful of things.
Not even a server; it's a Palm Pilot running Windows.
So we have these, this ancient code that's running in the 10 years of tactile and stuff on top of it, and we've laid off a bunch of the people who probably wrote it and know how it works. And just this is not a recipe for success. And I know I keep coming back to the layoffs being problems. But when you brain drain your company and the people who wrote the things and know how they work are gone, yeah, we're going to see more things like this. When you gut your QA department, go, why would we need them? QA is not sexy. Nobody looks at QA and goes, yeah, the QA department. But you know what? You need to have a functioning, workable game. a bug-free experience, or at least as bug-free as you can get it. It's never going to be 100% bug-free. That's simply not possible.
Any company
There's
that
only
looks at
gonna be something.
QA and says you're not the good part of the company is an idiot. QA supports your whole company, because exactly like Peroty's saying, if you're broken, video game, software application, hell, a TV screen, right? You're not going to sell it.
Yeah. Bugs be bugging, and humans are important. Human make video game work. Human test bug. Human find bug. Bug get fixed. Players happy. Respawn scream less, or at least about different things.
Yeah,
probably different. Yeah, let's be honest.
I said less, and I was like, immediately that's wrong. That's 100% wrong.
Hey, there was like a good 6-month streak where I didn't yell about anything. I was trying to be the bigger man about things, but then I just got fed up with all the bugs and this. I'm just like, you know what? I tried to be the bigger man, but I'm
and decided that being the smaller man was a better way to go.
Straight. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let's talk about this. Math ain't mathing, brother.
But the reason I kind of I brought up those two videos because I was going to ask you guys. I know we don't normally kind of talk about it. Is it time to stop complaining about Destiny and just let them kind of get on with the game, or are we entitled as Destiny veteran Destiny players to kind of complain about the game so that they kind of make the game better?
Because they've shown that they want the community feedback. You want community feedback? Here's your feedback. Here's why. Fix it. End of story. So we're not complaining to just be like annoying about it, right? Yeah. We're complaining because they said they want feedback. This is the feedback. You've shown that you're an evolving game. You said that you want your your players to be involved in the storytelling aspects, how the game works, the ups, the downs, this and that and the other. Well, it's not all puppies and rainbows. You're gonna make people angry, right? Especially when you take away a Tether for 3 months. It's a lot of people are going to be very dissatisfied by that. At least half the player base, if the numbers are right? So
some of us won't mind at all, or even have given it a second thought, kind of like Tonic.
Right? Yeah, the Tonics thing.
Yeah, like I'm honestly, I saw the thing about Tonics and I was like, honestly, I mostly forget Tonics exist, which is like not like I try to remember they're there. I try to remember to use one.
Yeah.
But it's just not something that's natural. That's not something I think about. It's not really a system I'm used to. I'm used to going and collecting bounties. I'm used to checking on those, and I'm going. The tonic pop-up thing kind of happens, and I'm like, oh, my tonic expired. Okay. It would be nice if I could just like throw a whole stack of tonics at something. So every 18 minutes, I'm not shoving a new tonic into a thing. Because I crafted a bunch of these, and now I'm like, I feel like I should use them, even if I'm just roaming around a patrol. I'm like, let me just pop a tonic. Half thinking there's probably a weekly challenge somewhere for like use 100 tonics, which I don't know if there is or will be. I haven't looked, but I'm like, it's a system I'm trying to engage with in the game, but it's just not something that feels like it's doing me any good anyway. Even when I'm going, oh, let's unlock world weapons. I'm like playing Iron Banner matches or I'm playing Gambit matches, and I'm going, I don't seem to be getting anything as a reward that would be a tonic thing. And like, the Onslaught ones I've left because those obviously say I work in Onslaught, and turned out they didn't, but those I basically ignored because I'm like, I'm not in Onslaught, why would I use those? But even it's like, let's get some Shadestalker arms, and I'm going, I'm not even getting armor drops at all.
I've been using the Glimmer one just because 25,000 to pop each Iron Banner Ingram is expensive. I've been Glimmer for half the season. So when somebody last stream told me, oh, there's a Glimmer tonic, you just have to complete all the Act 1 tonic stuff, I was like, oh, snap. So yeah, there's a tonic you can pop that supposedly will grant you more Glimmer. I haven't paid attention to see if it's actually doing it, but there's that. That seems pretty useful, or that would be useful if indeed functioning as intended, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I called at the beginning of this as soon as they announced Tonics, I was like, this is going to be dumb. It's going to be stupid. And I was right. It is dumb. It is stupid. It doesn't even work right. So even if it did work as intended, the whole premise is just silly. And on top of that, it doesn't even work. So it's silly and broken.
Like the tonics, I'm sort of treating like the tarot cards. Like I'm kind of interacting with it and going, I don't really know if you're working. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Like I'm going to spend these. Maybe they'll do me some good. I really couldn't say. It's hard to like when you're interacting with a system and you're going, I have no idea if you're actually working. Now, granted, I haven't been paying full attention. It's not like I'm going, let me pop a Shadestalker arm tonic and then see if I ever get some Shadestalker arms in the whatever time frame ending in 8 that this expires in. Because I'm like, I'm going to pop this and then go play the game. I'm not really like super focused on, I mean, one, I don't really care about the Shadestalker armor. Like there's nothing, this is year 11 of this video game and I'm going, I don't really care what I'm getting. I'm not really looking for anything. Even the Iron Banner, I'm like, yeah, I'll go get some new fancy rocket assisted sidearms, but I'm not really hunting for anything. So I'm just kind of like, oh look, a thing that dropped. Let me delete it because I'm just not, for the most part, not really looking for anything. So it's sort of hard from that perspective to try to say, oh, let me try to focus it into this or that or the other through the tonics. And I'm going, are they working? Is there anything I'm looking for now? Now, if I was a newer player, I'm going, okay, let me try to actually, I'm looking for this kind of weapon. I'm looking for a kinetic weapon. Let me pop a kinetic weapon tonic, see if that's going to actually give me things. Again, in my limited experience, didn't seem like when I was doing Gambit and things, going, hey, I would like bygones to drop. So maybe some kinetic weapons would be nice, or something in that slot. And I was getting energy weapons. I was getting heavy weapons. Wasn't getting kinetic weapons at all. That was one time I did notice because I was specifically trying to say, give me something in this slot to drop. And I was getting nothing in that slot at all. So, it's like, does this only work some places? If you say a world weapon, do I need to be in patrol? Like, is this, it comes back to did Bungie not use enough words to explain how this works to me? Or is it broken? And I can never be sure which one of those two things it is. Am I using it wrong because you just didn't say, oh, use this to get these in this situation? Or am I doing it how it's supposed to work and for some reason it's just not working?
I would say this is one of those and world scenarios. You are using it wrong, and it's because Bungie didn't tell you how to properly use it, in my opinion.
So we're back to the Iron Banner of, when we said get void grenade kills, we actually meant get solar shotgun kills.
Yes.
And the picture is of a puppy dog.
Yes. That's shenanigans again.
Really should have clipped that moment and like found that to just reference, because that was just the perfect summation of, you are 0 for 3, guys. Picture, description, everything wrong. So what do you think, Demon? Have you been other than going, oh right, tonics exist? Have you been interacting with them? Have you paid attention to if they seem to be working outside the ones that Bungie said, oh, really. The Onslaught ones just give you a different Onslaught weapon than you've asked for?
When I remember, I will pop them, and I've been doing what Respawn was doing, kind of making them for the purposes of completing the story and getting to that point. But apart from kind of remembering to combine them, because there are some artifact perks that kind of utilize some of the stasis things that I was using with my stasis build for my Titan and then my Warlock in Iron Banner. Yeah, it's been one of those things that kind of, they're there and I've completely forgotten about them. But I think this is going back to what Paul Tassi and True Vanguard were saying. I think as veteran players, I mean, those guys have been playing it just as long as us. Has it got to the point where, as veteran players, we're now tired of? I mean, there are a lot of people that were tired of the game and kind of just gave it up at the end of the final shape. But is it because they're veteran players that they're then tired, that they don't want to kind of, they're fed up with giving feedback because they feel that it's not kind of being worked on, or things that we were kind of enjoying are not in the game? I mean, people have mentioned SRL, the Sparrow Racing League is something that is in the mobile game, but is not actually in Destiny 2.
That was hilarious.
And there are other things that, we've said that we enjoy this, but we don't enjoy that. And it's kind of, and I know it's the rotation of their teams and things, and what's happened with the teams being shrunk down and then being incorporated partially by Sony and things like that we've kind of discussed in the past. But I don't know whether it's that they're just people have got too far past the point of they like the game and they'll continue playing it, but they're just tired of it. And new players coming in are not seeing that. They're not seeing that, this game has. I mean, they're seeing like if a new player comes in, they're seeing that there's so much to do and so much to see and play in the game that they're probably not being. The bugs and things aren't affecting them as much because there's still so much to do in the game. But I think with recycling each time that we have a festival coming up, we have a dawning coming up, we have a solstice coming up, we have a Guardian Games coming up, and it's the same thing every single time. But we'll throw you a new emblem, we'll throw you a new shader, we'll throw you a new weapon with new perks, we'll refresh the perk pools on those things.
Same weapon with new perks.
Yeah. As a Destiny veteran, I don't mind because I'm still going to play the event because that's me personally. That I will still play the event. I will still fill out my cards. Not like I won't buy the event card because I'm totally against that. But I will fill out the card and do all the free stuff and do all the things that say check this box to make sure that this goes up and that one, you get this and that from it. I will do that because I enjoy that. That's my hook of the game is that I like doing things like that and playing the game. And I think a lot of people have now kind of got bored of doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, we have asked with Festival of the Lost, could we have the Haunted Forest come back? It's in Destiny 2. Why can we not kind of? It's an offshoot of the thing on Mercury,
the Infinite Forest.
Yeah, Infinite Forest.
Haunted
that's it.
Forest?
The Infinite Forest. Yeah, it was the Infinite Forest. Why can't we have that back? Just to throw it in the mix, we had Spooky Trials 1 year in Destiny 2, or was it Destiny 1? I can't remember now. Where you had spiders run across the screen, little things like that. It just add a little bit more flavor than kind of go to the lost sectors, kill the headless ones. Oh, we've taken out that you now have to collect spectral and manifesto pages and do this. Yeah, you've kind of condensed it down. That's good, but it's the same event every couple of months. Again, with our dawning coming up, we can kind of talk about in a second. It's the same kind of thing, do the same kind of thing, but we've thrown a few extra bits in there for you. And I know these things shouldn't be, because they're free events, they shouldn't be kind of something that they spend so much time on. But when you look at other games and what other games are kind of doing to hook people in, and Bungie wonder why that they're losing players to other games and different player bases are kind of not enjoying this game. I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on it, but it's just like I'm seeing a lot of content creators get quite upset with Destiny and kind of go, I've just given up. It's this after this after this. Can we trust them? They've had this happen. They've had that happen. We've got a repeat of events and we're not happy with that. I'm not saying that I'm not happy with that. I'm saying maybe a little bit of change would help kind of bring something new to Destiny. But I think it's now getting to the point where the vaults are overflowing. The people aren't really caring too much about armor stats. And I know we're going to have an armor 3.0 coming up in Frontiers, I believe that's happening, which will I think that's going to upset a lot of people because people are set in their ways of how they've got their stats distributed with their armor sets now. They farmed, they've got their artifice armor, they've got unlocked their exotics to do X, Y, and Z. And apart from kind of maybe getting a fantastic drop on a piece of armor that improves the stats by 1, you've got the armor that you want as veteran players anyway. New players, fantastic. There's so much to do. But as veteran players, it's kind of, there's so much fluff that we don't need anymore. And it's got to the point of, you could give us new rolls on these weapons. You can give us a new weapon, but I've probably got a weapon that's very similar that will do the same job for me, and
probably better.
I don't know where they can go from here, apart from, as people have said, Destiny 3.
Well, let me give you an example of something they could do. Now, it's not going to solve the events issue and whatnot, but for us veteran players, right? I was playing another game this morning before I jumped on today, right? Yeah. And it's one of those kind of gotcha games where, you got to go out and you got to you got to get a thing, and then you have to kill a boss, and you have to, when you kill that boss, you have a chance to use that item to roll for a thing that you want kind of game, right? Well, today they gave not only a free character of your choice, because characters are hard to come by, right? But they also gave you top tier, very hard to come by and very expensive items just because it's Christmas. They just gave it to you, right?
Yeah.
It's they call it a quote event, right? Which is going to last for all of the season 2. So you have the season 2, which lasts 97 days, and you have 97 days to pick which character you want, or pick which items you want, or pick whatever, right? So it's not even a today thing. You have 97 days to pick what you want. And, that I think is pretty cool. It's not like, oh, well, we're going to change the game to do X, Y, and Z. No, it's like, okay, we know characters are hard. We know getting these particular things are hard. So you know what? It's Christmas. We're going to give you a free character of your choice, and then a lot of these high-end, top-tier items that we know you farm for and are hard to come by. And I'm like, that was cool, right? I was like, what? That's awesome, And just doing something like that, like, it's Christmas. Why not just give people, exotic ciphers? Just give them to them. They don't have to earn it. They don't have to go purchase it or trade it or do an activity. Just like, hey, Merry Christmas. Check your inbox. You have, 5 exotic ciphers that are gonna just stay there until you need them. Or, just what else do you have? You can pick one exotic from the kiosk. Any exotic, you can pick one for this season because it's Christmas. Or here's 3 ascendant shards, or whatever, something. Just that would have been cool. They didn't have to come up with a Christmas event, a dawning event, to just give give people something that they didn't have to farm for or grind for. Just give them something. I think that would have been cool. And it definitely would have been fitting of the Christmas spirit, I think, personally speaking. But, I mean, to each their own, I suppose. But when that other game did that, they didn't announce that they were doing it. They didn't tell anybody they were doing it. I just logged in today, and they were there. I'm like, yo, that's cool. And in the game, they told people, hey, it's because of this, thanks for supporting the game and being there. And, this is what you get for, hanging out in the Christmas season. I'm like, yo, that's awesome.
Yeah, but apart from kind of people logging in and grabbing the free things and then just logging off, if you're not a new player or kind of a player that hasn't been around and done all these events and things before, you've got so much to do, and it's fantastic. And I'm very envious of that new player kind of feeling. But I think for veteran players, it's quite hard to carry on playing, especially when there's the bugs that are happening. And then PvP, you go, oh, okay, we'll do what we used to do. Grab our weapons, grab our gear, let's go and play PvP. And then when PvP isn't as kind of populated as it once was, or it's hard to find matches in kind of
the game mode that you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's harder. It definitely is harder. I'm here fighting the good fight to keep people playing this game, and I love it so much. And the passion that I hear from some of the players and some of the content creators, who was it that I was listening to? The Tower Casuals Destiny 2 podcast this week. So passionate about the game still. I know there is a kind of a fortnightly show, but the passion they still have for the game is fantastic. And I like that. And I just, if you're going to be passionate about the game, be passionate about the game. Just, stop making these videos that you're giving up and you're complaining. Just.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, part of the reason we're seeing more of these is because it's a job. I mean, it's if you're making content on a game, then I'm not even the clickbait, but just like you need to put something out. And if what you're feeling is I'm kind of done with this and ready to move on, then that's what you're gonna be putting out. Yeah. And in which case, it's time to move on. I think I can't remember. I mean, I don't remember which video, if it was it's Tizzle's video this week, or if it was just general something else I was watching. TDT's moved on, Ascended Nomads moved on. Other people have moved on to other games or other things. Sometimes it's time to say, we've had a good run. If this is your career, if this is your job, if this is how you're making your money and supporting your family, yeah, go play other games. Or, you know, if the vibe is I'm really tired of this and frustrated, and we keep giving feedback and I keep being frustrated, yeah, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to see. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like someone like us, we're yeah, I mean, we come together, we talk about this game as a group once a week for the people to listen to while they're working or doing the dishes or playing the game or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm still jumping into the game and playing my Iron Banner, or, you know, just running around and engaging with the parts I enjoy. You know, it was fun fighting our way through the dungeon last week and standing out holding my little balloon, waving a noble as I was being eviscerated by the nuclear nuclear blast. Yeah. Those are the parts I think about and have fun. It's, you know, the experience I'm having with people playing it. It's the silly, you know, it's the silly things. It's the little clips I get to make. It's the, did you see this stupid thing I just did, launching myself into this hole with consecration for the 9th time? Like, I'm still engaging with the game in the parts I enjoy, or it's just, it's my go-to place. It's my comfort game where I'm like, I can turn this on. I know exactly the experience I'm going to get. Let me work through my Iron Banner. Let me play a little bit of Onslaught. Let me remember the Prison of Elders is up, which I keep forgetting about, going, oh, right, that's a thing I can go do. let me just go jump into that for a bit. And, you know, I don't need to be good. I don't need to have a loadout. Like, I can
jump in there for what? For loot?
Oh, just to go do, because it's like, hey, here's a seasonal challenge to go do another one of these, even though I've done one. Sure, let me go do another one again. Again, I'm not looking for the loot. I'm just looking to turn my brain off as an adult and say, I want to play a video game and shoot things and feel good about it. And the same build I've been running for months is going to continue to work perfectly well here. I can change out the weapons I want. I can, you know, I'm still going to run around with the same loadout and the same armor on, and I have to think about that. Let me put on this new gun I got. Let me put on, you know, let me try this weapon now that I've never really used before, because it's just been sitting here on my character going, I should try this. There are no stakes here. I don't care about these other two people. They don't care about me. Let's just try this gun and see what happens. Like, it's still just a place I'll come to and turn my brain off and go, I have enough to worry about in life. The video game I'm playing is not really that. Yeah. Could it be better? Sure. Could it be a lot worse? Oh, yeah, sure. So I'm going to play it, turn my brain off, and I'm not having fun. I'll go back to my little farm in Stardew Valley. And then I'll have a whole other set of things to worry about. Another game that's been out since 2016 that has finally updated its seasonal events, so they're a little bit different every other year.
But the thing is this, right? The game markets itself as a looter shooter, right? Yeah, as a looter shooter,
and you shoot.
But the premise is loot, right? Yep. And the number one complaint I would say in this game, and feel free to argue, the number one complaint in this video game is not having enough space for your loot. Number two complaint is not having a way to increase that space. Even if you charged me money, give me the option, right? But you give me a looter shooter and then don't give me enough space for the loot. like you missed the mark on your entire premise for your own video game. And like that is my number one complaint. I could deal with the tether not working. I could deal with a lot of these things, right? I could deal being the keyword, right? But I could deal with a lot of these things. But the vault space being the number one constant thing on my mind is annoying to the point to where I don't want to deal with it. You know, every time I log into the game and they're like, oh, we have a new event coming up. Oh, we have new weapons and armor. I'm at 699 of 700 and all my characters are full. Great. I'm so excited, you know?
Yeah, there is that as well. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's just...
Yeah, that's where I was kind of thinking too. It's like, we're at the point now where this is a very, very mature game. It's a very mature looter shooter. Is there another game that's been out for, 7 years that's done nothing but give you more and more and more and more loot? Like sometimes I think, like, is there an...
There's Guild Wars. There's
but like those are
the brand Warframe, right? Warframe's been out for a long time.
But like, Warframe again. I haven't played it in a long time. I mean, WoW, WoW is a similar game, but it's not a first person shooter. I mean, WoW is still like, I'm trying to think. Is there like another because Destiny's a first person shooter. Whether it's a looter shooter, whether it's an action RPG, whether it's whichever way that needle has bent towards the last couple of years, the last 7 years the game's been up, whatever it actually is. But like, is there another first-person shooter? Because the one I always think about is Borderlands. But at that point, you're basically picking up guns and putting down the next gun and going, I don't need to keep this. I'm just going to use the best gun in the moment. Where like, and that I think is the vibe Destiny's going for, but it is very much like you need to keep every single weapon you have. Yeah. And it's like, did you guys think through what is somewhere on a whiteboard is a plan for like what you want us to do with all these weapons? Yeah. Going, okay, well, you've been invested in this game even 2, 3, 4, 5 years. To say nothing of, I've been here since day one and have my first cloak that they gave me when I started. What's the long-term plan here, Bungie? Like, is it just to say eventually we're going to force you to dump new things and then, just kidding, bring them all back? Is it going to, like what's your intention as the maker of this game for how we're meant to deal with all of this? Because I've got to the point where I'm just going, I have a perfectly serviceable version of everything you're going to give me. And unless it's, a brand new rocket sidearm, that's a new flavor. Great. I'll take one. I'll keep one. Perfect. Like, I don't need 6 of them. I'll find the one I like most and I'll keep that one. Like, unless it's a full-on, like the aerial denial grenade launchers, those have been great fun. Like, I've really enjoyed having that in the game as just a whole new weapon type. But like, unless you're bringing me something like that, I'm just deleting things wholesale. Oh, another shotgun. Cool. Another sniper rifle. Don't care. Oh, here's a hand cannon. I don't know what the role is. I don't care what the role is. Goodbye. I'm just deleting them without even looking because I just don't need them. If I need a void whatever hand cannon, I have one somewhere in the vault that'll do the trick. And I'm finding less and less I don't need those. There's nothing. I'm now going into my vault less than I was before because I feel like it's been basically the same 3 archetypes of weapons for champions every season. So I may be choosing one of 4 different pulse and scout rifles, but I'm basically keeping the same ones on me. There's entire all these glaives and ergo some swords I have in my vault. I never interact with them. I never use them. There's no compelling reason in the game to say, hey, go pull one of these out and use it. So like, unless you're giving me something actually new and interesting, I'm just going, yep, this is a thing I could have. And then I'm deleting it immediately going, yeah, but I don't need it. I'm at the point where I have a very mature set of weapons and there's nothing that's going to move the needle that much or make me giggle to use that I'm going to engage with. So I'm just going, my solution has been, I'm just not going to engage with these new weapons. I'm just going to delete them because I just don't need them. There's nothing, nothing's exciting there. So I would just wonder, like, what's the plan? Like, what's on the whiteboard somewhere for how Bungie expects us to, manage these things? And maybe it's Armor 3.0 going, all right, we're gonna take all your armor that you spent all this time farming and working for. We're gonna make you delete all of that, and then we're gonna give you new armor that you then can go and have to regrind for it. No. Why? Is that something anyone's looking forward to doing?
That's frustrating. No.
It's like, did we not learn about the sunsetting and unsunsetting? That's not going to be exciting for people. No one's going to be happy about that. Yeah, I just wonder, like, what are they expecting us to do? What's the expectation? What's the plan here at this looter shooter? Like Respawn says, there's nowhere to put my loot.
Yeah.
What would Bungie like us to do? Because I don't know, and I'd just be sort of curious.
Well, that's why I'm now sort of thinking that Destiny 3 would be the savior of the Destiny franchise, but it's I think with the amount of things that have kind of gone right or wrong at Bungie throughout the years, where they made the decision not to do PvP updates, which kind of really hampered the game because they were going to go, let's go full PvE. PvE is a good thing, but it's not going to keep your player base here and constantly playing over and over again like it was with Destiny 1. So the things that are kind of happening, and like with the vault space and the weapons and the armor and things, and I feel that the Destiny Frontiers is going to be like a 2.5 version of Destiny, that it's going to be like a mid kind of cleanse of the Destiny franchise, whereas they needed to have kind of started work a long time ago on Destiny 3 to keep the player base kind of coming back. You could reintroduce the Galahorn 15 years time, and people will still come back. But it's just they're running thin on what they can kind of keep an existing player base happy with, but not really for new players. New players are just as I keep saying, I've got so much to kind of look forward to. Just like pinnacles and powerfuls and weapons, and the gameplay is fantastic if you can kind of play the game.
If you can get into this game, and that's what I wonder too. Because again, obviously we're focused on what's the experience like for those of us who've been here forever, which is the majority of probably those of you listening to the show have been here for a while and going, yeah, no, this is at least some degree where I'm at. If I'm a new player coming into this game, what brought me here, and more importantly, what's keeping me here? Because if I'm coming into a game that's in such a buggy state, and even just my interactions with it go, just nothing of the tether being disabled and this, but like the visual bugs and things, just the loading screens taking forever to come up, and you're going, it's 2024. Like, these should be solved problems. Like, why am I dealing? Oh, give accommodations out to people. Well, I can't see them because the screen never loads, or I can't. This is taking forever to swap weapons, or my weapon models just aren't loading. What feels like in a reasonable amount of time. Like, I wonder what the new player experience is like, and if it's good enough to keep new players around. Because I just honestly don't really know. Again, like having a friend that that's been playing WoW forever, we sort of compare notes every now and again, because that's another game that's been around for a while. And like we talked about, like around when the Final Shape was coming out, and he was basically like, I tried Destiny, Destiny 1, and he's like, I bought Destiny 2, but it never really stuck. Sort of, is there a reason to come back? Should I come back? And I'm like, honestly, like it's a real hard game to recommend. It's hard to be like, I really enjoy this, but I've also been here long enough that I kind of know what to expect. It's a hard game to recommend to new people, and I'm not sure. And maybe again, it's just those sort of crap colored glasses of things are in a bad spot. Like in my head, I'm going, well, here's all the problems with it. But if I was looking at this with new player eyes, which I think is the perspective Night Demon brings, and I appreciate you bringing it. Going, here's a trillion things to do. Go play the things you want to play. What is that hook for new people? Is there a hook for new people? I mean, that's one thing Bungie has said is we're not getting new players. We're not getting, the player counts aren't going in the right direction, and everybody here has been here forever. And how do we attract new players? And I mean, it's a hard problem to solve. I don't know how you bring people into this game, but I think,
I would start by appeasing your current players so that they can go tackle new players.
Right. Well, I mean, that's why I keep going back to the first impressions of just like the UI issues and the loading time issues. Like that's the first. To say nothing of the game itself, but that's the first experience you're going to have with this game is going, why does every menu take forever? Why is this a thing in the current year? Which I mean, has always bothered me. But I go to another game, I pop up a menu, it's just there. I'm not waiting for, I'm not like on browsing on a poor DSL connection and going, okay, well, here's where the website's going to be. Here's a nice black box that's going to load. Where's my content? Oh, there's the content.
Or you try to load an asset, like you load a shader, or you load a sparrow, or you load a ship, or you try to, I should say, and you just have an empty screen for 5 minutes, and you're like, all right, well, let's close it and reopen it. Okay, there's another 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Finally loaded. All right, cool. What? I don't know. But like I said, I would still be willing to deal with all that crap if I had some way to expand my storage, Because any other game where loot is like they want you to get loot. They want you to play the gacha games. They want you to go out and grind. They want you to do all these things. They want you to have loot. Every other game has an avenue for you to expand your inventory. They all do. Except this one. I don't understand the logic there. But what?
Where am I meant to put my new armor that you're going to give me with Frontiers? And again, I play a character and a half. I'm not playing all three characters.
Sure.
I don't keep a lot of armor. For those those people who are playing all three characters and have loadouts and builds and actively use all that armor, where am I going to put it, Bungie? Because people aren't going to wholesale. I mean, I could probably delete 90% of what's in my vault right now for armor, because it's basically old Iron Banner rolls and a handful of Artifice armor going, this is probably useful for a build. I don't know if, I can probably look and say, what's in a loadout? If it's not, delete it. And not really lose a lot of sleep. but I would say I'm the outlier there. I have not, been grinding Artifice armor or looking for the perfect piece to fill this build or that stuff. Most of my armor, I'm like,
loose change Tenacious Mastery for 2 weeks.
Right, exactly. Like I'm just not emotionally invested with most of the stuff in my vault. But I would say again, for a veteran player, I'm probably the outlier, or at least in the minority there. What's the plan? Unless you're saying here's 200, 300, 400 new vault spaces to now support all of this armor. Because weapons are one thing. Weapons, yeah, maybe you've got your complete collection of Ergo Sums in there, but weapons are shared among all three characters. There's not a hunter sidearm I'm looking for. There's not a Titan auto rifle. There's not a Warlock machine gun. That's not the case with the armor. You want me to go armor grinding for a new armor system that I now have to have 3 separate collections of? Where's it going to go? Where am I going to put it? And
at a minimum, if you wouldn't have to share your vault space for your armor between all 3 characters, like class specific things, they should have their own vault for that, right? Now, if you want to swap the weapons between the 3, awesome. But just the armor takes up a lot of space too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's tons of armor, and some of you out there, as I look in the British man's direction, has the armor 1.0 that I'm sure there's a piece or two he's holding on to.
You don't. No,
I'm not picking on you because it just as an example of it, there are people that either for nostalgia reasons or build reasons or you cannot get this anymore reasons has that particular piece that they're holding on to. Maybe you've used it recently, maybe you not. That's not the point. But armor 1.0 and 2.0. Now you're going to give me 3. Where am I meant to put all this armor? And is the new armor good? I know they talked about all the things they're doing. Armor. They're going to what?
They're changing your existing armor, but they said don't worry about it.
Are they though?
Yeah, apparently so.
And will they do a good job with it?
That's why they said don't worry.
Don't worry, be happy. Got it. Yeah, again, I want to know what. Again, and I have no right to know. I don't work at Bungie. You owe me nothing. I'm a guy who paid some money for your video game. You owe me nothing for an explanation. I'm just curious. What's the plan to get people hooked on this game? Which you did. You did a great job. We are here. We've got the hook in our mouth. That bait was delicious. We are on the line. We aren't going anywhere. What's your plan for us next? What are you going to do with us now that you have us? We're here. We're stuck. So what's the plan, guys? Give me new things. Where am I going to put them?
Well, they're going to give you more dawning stuff, if that helps.
Can I bake cookies?
You can bake as many cookies as you like. Respawn loves baking cookies. Every year he tells me how much he loves baking the cookies. And every year I send him to sleep by telling him all the different wonderful ways of how you can bake cookies. You ready for this, Respawn? I'm back once again to give you the breakdown of dawning recipes and dawning ingredients.
Great British Bake Off. Dawning edition.
Yes. So this week at Bungie, because we're not calling it the TWID, for the 5th of December, they're going to telling us about the dawning that is coming and embracing the dawning spirit. So if you were sad to see Eva Levante leave the tower a few weeks ago, don't worry, she's coming back. And she's bringing dragons, proper folklore of ye old England dragons. Maybe not for hunters, though.
Hunter mileage may vary.
Yeah. So the basics are going to be basically the same for this event. You go kill stuff will drop. There will be ingredients that kind of just magically appears in your inventory, and you combine said ingredients together to create cookies. And then cookies you can go and deliver to various different vendors around the solar system. And in exchange for this, they will give you a gift back. Well, most of the time they give you a gift back. Sometimes they just give you a pat on the back and go, here's a blue. But most of the times they give you gifts. They're good gift givers. So if you're not kind of aware about this, it's just that it's very similar to how we had with other events in Destiny, that you'll be given a holiday oven, and once you've kind of crafted these cookies, if you've done it on previous events, then they will all automatically be saved in these ovens from the previous events. But what Bungie do like to do is give you at least 1 or 2 new cookies to bake, so that you don't start off with a fully masterworked oven. You start off with your basic 2.0 oven that kind of gives you drop-down boxes of the ingredients and the cookies. Now, if you're new, it will just give you the drop-down box of ingredients. And I remember for the first dawning, we all had to kind of, as a community, work out what went with what to create what cookie, and then it would tell you what, after you've baked it, what cookie to go and give to whoever. As the events have kind of gone on over the years, they've got a little bit better at kind of simplifying these recipes, that if you've already done it, they're in there and you just kind of click on it. But the recipes are kind of the ingredients are kind of reduced once you masterwork your oven. So for us veteran players, there is 1 new cookie to go and bake or get the ingredients to mix together to go and give to a new character, or a character that's been here a while but he hasn't had a cookie for all the time that we've had dawning. So they get a new cookie, and then we can masterwork our oven, which will reduce the cost of the cookies and the essence and everything else.
Poor guy, very hungry. No cookies.
Yeah. So dawning ingredients is basically you get kills with certain weapons or abilities, and it will drop you the ingredients. So I'll run through these for you because I do like doing this every year. So Vex milk, it's apparently it's uncommon. You kill Vex, just that. And total needed are 4. So you kill 4 Vex, and you should get Vex milk appear on your screen and say, right, you've got 1 of those. Ether cane is kill Fallen. Again, 3 kills will get you the Ether cane. Cabal oil, kill Cabal, 3 of those. Chitin powder, kill Hive, 2 of those. Taken butter, kill Taken. Then you get 2 kills, will give you the Taken butter. Dark Ether cane is kill Scorn, and you get 2 of those. And then you get, for kind of different weapons in the game and different abilities and things. So Delicious Explosion is kills with explosives, which is grenades, rockets, grenade launchers, and you need to get 2 of those to get Delicious Explosion. Sharp Flavor is kills with swords, and I believe they did glaives with that as well last year. They updated it to be glaives, 2 of those. Impossible Heat is solar kills, 2 of those. Electric Flavor, arc kills, 2 of those. Void kills, which is null taste, 2 kills. Flash of Inspiration is generate orbs of light, and 2 orbs will get you a flash of inspiration. Personal Touch is melee kills, 1 of those. Perfect Taste, precision kills, 1 of those. Bullet Spray is SMGs, machine guns, and auto rifles, 2 of those. Finishing Touch is earned by completing finishes on enemies, and only 1 finisher is required to get one of those. Balance Flavor is bows, snipers, and scout rifle kills, 1 of those. Pinch of Light is earned by picking up orbs of light, 1 of those. Multifaceted Flavor is multi kills on any enemy, 1 of those. Superb Texture is super kills on any enemy, 1 of those. And Dark Frosting, which is stasis defeats, and I do believe they updated that to be Strand as well, but I can't remember because I haven't got it written down, because my most of my notes from last year got deleted when I accidentally killed my laptop. But you're like, okay, you've given me all the ingredients. How do I create these cookies? Well, the ingredients go in your holiday oven, which is in your quest tab in your inventory. So it won't take any inventory space, which is really cool. So it's all kind of in there, a bit like we had with what have we had recently that is in there, like your tonics that you've currently got.
It works just like your tonics.
Yeah. So for Burnt Edge Transits, it's Vex Milk and Delicious Explosion, which you give to Master Rahul. Gajala Doodles, which is Ether Cane and Delicious Explosion, which is Commander Zavala. Vanilla Blades is Cabal Oil and Sharp Flavor to Lord Shax. Chocolate Shaped Cookies, which is Cabal Oil and Null Taste to Amanda Holiday, who is not there anymore. Oh dear.
Just leave them by her memorial, and
yeah,
they'll be collected at the end of the week.
Elixni Birdseed is Ether Cane and Personal Touch, which is Lewis Hawthorne's bird. Traveller Donut Holes, which is Cabal Oil and Flash of Inspiration, which is Icor Ray. Telemetry Tapioca, which is Vex Milk and Bullet Sprays, Banshee 44. Gentleman's Shortbread is Ether Cane and Perfect Taste to Devram K. Alkaline Dreg Cookies, which is Chitin Powder and Bullet Spray, which is Sloan. She's not there anymore, so you forget about Sloan. She's back out of the game. We can't give her anything. Infinite Forest Cake, which is Vex Milk and Impossible Heat, which is to fail safe. And I'm not sure if that would work on the Helm, but definitely if you go to Nessus.
Probably have to go to Nessus, I'm guessing, because I think in the past of there being multiple crows and multiple Zers,
yeah,
you have to use the proper one.
Now do we have an Anna Bray? She's still around. Trying to work out if Anna Bray is around. Anyway, if Anna Bray is still around,
stranger, or is that her sister? I've forgotten now.
That's Elsie, isn't it?
Right. Thank you.
And where was Anna? No, Verix is on Europa with Elsie, isn't he? So Anna Bray, I don't think is there, but hers were Javelin Mooncakes with Chitin Powder and Sharp Flavour. Drifter is Taken Butter Null Taste, which is Dark Chocolate Moats. Spider, he's back in the game, but I'm not sure if he will be accepting the cookies. But he had Candy Dead Ghost, which is Dark Ether Canes and a Flash of Inspiration. Petra Venge, yes, she's definitely still in the game. Ill Fortune Cookies is Dark Ether Cane and Impossible Heat. Zer, and I think this is when he shows up on a Friday, not on. Could we go to the 30th anniversary Zer and give him cookies? I think we could, couldn't we?
That's what I was just trying to remember. I can't remember if you had to use the time limited Zer or the always on Zer.
Go and try it. Find out. So Zer has Strange Cookies, Taken Butter and Electric Flavour. Brother Vance, he's definitely not in the game. He's gone. Riven, you can go and deliver to Riven the 1,000 Layer Cookies, which is Taken Butter and Delicious Explosion. Saint 14 has Vex Milk and Personal Touch with Lavender Ribbon Cookies. Callus is definitely not in the game anymore. We definitely defeated him. Ada 1, Ether Cane and Balanced Flavour for Hot Crossfire Buns. Eris Morn is Ascendant Oatmeal Raisin Cookies, which is Chitin Powder and Finishing Touch. Eva Levante likes Classic Butter Cookies, which is Taken Butter and Superb Taste. Crow, I'm not sure if he's accepting, but he likes Bittersweet Biscotti, which is Dark Ether Cane and Balanced Flavour. Shorhan, he's definitely there. Blueberry Crumble, which is Ether Cane and Bullet Spray. Tess Everest is Bright Dust Snowballs, which is Chitin Powder and Multifaceted Flavour. Verix is Chitin Powder and Electric Flavour for Etheric Cold Snaps. Queen, she's not around at the moment, is she? But when she's around, she likes Ascendant Apple Tart. And the Exo Stranger, which is definitely on Europa, is Dark Ether Cane and Dark Frosting for Stalwart Thins for them.
And a reminder, if you forgot the Exo Stranger existed in the game, and you haven't gone to pick up your additional stasis bits, you should do that and take this opportunity to go, oh, you have new things for me that have been there for quite a while that I have completely forgotten about.
Yeah.
Not speaking from experience or anything.
So our new one this year, they don't give us the ingredients for. We're going to kind of have to work out as a community. I guess it'll probably be out on the first day. People have either data mine it or find it out. Is the Neomun cakes for Nimbus over on Neomuna. And you need to know all these things because there's an event that we need to do as a community to bake billions and billions of cookies. I'm not sure how well this is going to go compared to past kind of community events that we've kind of done. As we spoke about, that the community is kind of thinned out quite a lot.
It'll be done day 2.
Yeah, it might still be done day 2.
People love an event. Give us a task. We are very good at tasks. That's one thing I know about this community. Doesn't matter if it's each of us cooking 6 million cookies. We love a task. Give us a thing, and we're like, Bungie, no. We got this.
Well, they've hidden 3 emblems in gift bags or a gift in return packages. So once you bake your cookie, you take it to a vendor and they give you a gift in return. When you open this, you could have one of 3 or have all 3 in the first minute of the new emblems. So we've got Confectionery Commander, which is Commander Zavala, Epicurean Extraordinaire, which is Ikora, and the Handcrafted Hunter, which is Crow. Bit controversial, but yeah, we've got those, and they look pretty cool, the Vanguard emblems. But they are hidden in these gifts that we kind of get for giving out our cookies. But to increase the rewards or increase the chances of the rest of the community getting them, so even if you got them first, other people might not have, you have to bake some cookies on certain weeks to increase the drop rate. And these emblems will drop all the time for the 3 weeks of the event. So it's not like we're increasing them like for each week. Just we're increasing the chances each week. And you could get all 3 of them, like I said, all in one go, or you could wait until the last week and maybe after the community event is done, you pop all your kind of cookies and hope for the best. But for the first week of the Dawning, starting on December 10th, Zavala needs his Galadoodles, Tess Everest needs her Bright Dust Snowballs, Elsie Bray needs her Star Wart Thins, which is the Stranger on Europa, and the Neomon Cakes for Nimbus over on Neomuna. Second week, we have Traveller Donut Holes for Ikora, Classic Butter Cookies for Eva Levante, and the Dark Chocolate Motes for the Drifter. And then the third week, which starts on December 24th, which is Vanilla Blades for Shax, Lavender Ribbon Cookies for Saint 14, and Etheric Cold Snaps for Verix. And if we bake enough of them, we will sooner than later reach the threshold, significantly increasing our drop rate chances and earn the emblems. Are you guys happy about these emblems? Respawn, I've stopped talking about ingredients. You can come back now.
Yeah, the emblems at first, I was like, they've grown on me. I'll say they've grown on me. I mean, they're all Vanguard themed. They're all different colors. They've got portraits for the first time. Like, is this? I mean, I know we've had sort of like faces or robots in the past, but like, is this the first time we've gotten an emblem like with an actual character in the game?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, they're not my favorites. Partially
Apart
just
from the one that you can
Vanguard
get
themed
from
things aren't.
the pop that Respawn's got of Cade. I don't think there's been that many.
Yeah, I mean, they're all Vanguard themed, which fine. The Vanguard ones are fine, but like they've never been just my favorite color schemes or styles. I do appreciate they're drastically different colors though, because like I really don't need a blue and orange themed anything. Partially because that was my high school colors, and no one wants to relive high school, and partially because it's not my favorite. Where's my Drifter one with a nice green theme? But when I first saw them, I was not a fan, but now they're definitely growing on me. Which is to say nothing of, I'm absolutely going to try to earn these. Might I never use them? Yeah, maybe, but I'm absolutely going to earn them because, again, I like challenges. I like baking cookies, I like making things happen, and I like the game going, you did well, here's a thing. And Respawn's still upset about the lack of Dragon Wings.
Probably. I'm just looking over my notes, see if there's anything I've missed from previous years.
Now I do want to give credit where it's due. It is the 7th of December as we record this.
Yeah.
And this cookie baking event starts the 10th of December. So before the event begins, they have told us what they'd like us to do.
Yeah.
So Bungie, good job telling us before the event begins and not on the Thursday after the event's been up for a couple of days. Go, oh, by the way, I hope you're all doing this. It would be nice to have some sort of, again, we ask every year, something in the tower or the last city or somewhere to go, hey, here's the progress, even if you just update it once a day or 2-3 times a day. Like, I don't need a real-time count of cookies delivered or anything, but just how are we doing? How are we doing as a group? Are we cooking enough cookies? Does Nimbus need more cookies than Elsie Bray does? Who's going to get the most cookies? I'm curious now. Which of these 4 people are going to get the most cookies? Again, like to Respawn's point, it's fun. It doesn't matter. There's no gameplay or lore, ramifications necessarily for who gets the most cookies. It would just be fun to know the stats. Hey, you baked way more cookies for this person than that person. Do you like them more? Are they just in a more convenient place? I'd be curious to know. Bungie, tell us. But yeah, they actually told us what they want us to do before they want us to do it, which I appreciate very much. Hopefully, even in the game, it might say somewhere like, hey, remember to bake these cookies for these people, because if you don't read the TWAB or listen to something, you're probably never going to know this even exists.
Also, with the ingredients, what you also have to include in this is essence, which is kind of the thing that helps bake the cookies. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be taking that out of the baking of the cookies, but if they don't, it's also an added kind of thing that you need to kind of take into consideration for doing, for making the cookies. And over the years, there have been essence farms for doing various different things. Now, any activity used to give you between 10 and 12 essence per run. We had things like Wrathborn hunts over the years that gave you 15 to 16 per run. Legendary Lost Sectors give you 15 to 16 per run, but you can do them like in a fire team with, it won't kind of hinder you. So people kind of trying to figure out the best way to kind of farm your essence to get your ingredients. And Bungie did mention a couple of TWABs back that they are upping the ingredients drop rate, because sometimes you would do various different things. And I know I went over how many it should be to get the ingredients, but sometimes people were finding that, they weren't the things that wasn't actually happening. And once you've masterworked your oven, it will bring down the cost of the cookies and the essence to 10 per cookie from 15. So initially, when you start baking the cookies, it'll be 15 per cookie. And when you kind of start, Eva Levante does give you a quest to get you going, gives you some ingredients and goes, do this, go here, do that. And then once you've done that, it kind of, that's the basics of it. You kind of, I think at one point they had us run around the town and go, you go from like Zavala to Ikora to like Banshee to Drifter, and it will take you through and say, right, mix this, go here, do that. So it will give you the basics to get going of the recipes. But yeah, the essence is something you kind of need to take into effect. Public events are about 5 essence, even if you're doing a heroic one, but you can try and double dip with, like, if you complete the activity, you can zone back in on the same area, and hopefully other people are doing like a public event and you might be able to get a double dip quite quickly. You got to kind of take that into account. Mayhem is another thing that kind of is quite quick to do in Crucible, and I'm not 100% sure we've got Mayhem this week, isn't it?
Yeah, so Mayhem is currently up, so
yeah.
Is it going to be open the next 3 weeks?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
so
on my rotation it's
now.
not going to be. It should be something like Scorched. So it's either going to be Rift or Scorched. I'm leaning now toward maybe Scorched, because that'd be a kind of quick gameplay. They have penciled in momentum control for week 12, which is the 24th of December. I say they've penciled it in. They've put in a challenge for momentum control. Doesn't necessarily mean momentum control is going to be that week, but it could be. Also, we have some weapons that are going to be available in the Dawning with updated perk pools and a new weapon. And it wasn't until I was they only listed a couple of weapons in the TWAB, and it wasn't until I was kind of doing my research for the video for This Week in Destiny that I was like, oh yeah, there's that one. Oh, there's that one. There's quite a few weapons, and they have only mentioned a couple of them in the TWAB. I believe they only mention the Avalanche, which is the Solar Adaptive Frame machine gun, and the Glacioclasm, which is the Void High Impact Frame fusion rifle, as kind of getting perk rerolls or updated perk pools. But we also have the Stasis Lightweight Frame Pulse Rifle, Stay Frosty, the Kinetic Aggressive Frame Submachine Gun, Cold Front, the Arc Aggressive Frame Glaive, Albedo Wing, and the Stasis Adaptive Frame Sword, Zephyr, as well as a new weapon, which is going to be the Void Adaptive Frame Linear Fusion Rifle, Mistral Lift.
Indeed. Are we looking forward to a linear fusion rifle of any sort? I mean,
they do say that it's going to be amazing with Envious Arsenal and Bait and Switch, which they seem to just go, it's on this weapon, go and get it.
Yeah.
With every weapon. It's like, okay, we get it.
This will be on this roll, we promise. We fixed it and everything.
You can still get the event card if you want to get more stuff from the event. There'll be shaders, there'll be emotes, there'll be stuff in there. I think it's 1,000 silver to kind of get that.
Now, am I to understand I can get a sparrow that is gift wrap with a bow on it?
Yes.
Because, I mean, I have been using the snowman as the respawn animation. I can't remember what they call it. Basically, since they gave it to me years ago, and I've never taken that off, because why would I not want to be a snowman?
Yeah.
I'm in the Frozen clan. It kind of comes with the territory here. If I can have a gift-wrapped sparrow, that's amazing. And an emote where I can just sit with a cat on my lap by the fire, to be honest, that's all I want to do for all of this winter anyway. So that's Bungie, if I have to buy the card to get one or both of those things, I will do it. The dragon stuff, whatever. Dragons, don't care. Not my friends. The dragons, that's Respawn's territory for him to scream about. I don't care about the dragons, but if I can get that lovely emote of sitting by the fire with my foot up and my cat in my lap, and a gift-wrapped sparrow, you've got my money. Well done. Congratulations.
They do mention the Dawning Essence acquisition, but they don't mention whether it's kind of been tweaked to be better. But
yeah, just go play the game. Just pick whatever thing you can turn your brain off. Go do Contest of Elders. Go do some Onslaught. We do have a lot of, this is where I would tell you in the past, just go play Gambit, because you can just turn your brain off and shoot things. Now we have 3 modes where you can just go turn your brain off and shoot things. Go play one of those. You'll earn essence.
There'll be snowballs in the tower. There will be snowballs definitely on Europa, and in some activities as well, which I'm hoping is going to be the new version of Onslaught. There's, some of the areas, especially if it's on Europa, there's snow. So you can use the snowballs to slow, freeze, and shatter enemies. So that'd be quite cool. They're always there and available, but it's only certain activities. And then we've got a better picture of the Astral Stasis Drake set, which is the Dragon set for the Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters. That Respawn is still quite upset about, but we're waiting we're going to hold judgment until next week, and they will be available in the in-game Eververse store for the duration of the event, and that's it. You only get it in there. And I suppose while we're kind of here talking about that, and I might as well drop in what is actually happening next week with This Week in Destiny.
At least as far as you know.
This is your weekly rundown of episode Revenant, week 10, starting on December 10th. Week 10 of episode Revenant sees the Destiny 2's Christmas event, The Dawning, make its return, running from December 10th to December 31st, and is free to all players. This festive event sees Guardians collect ingredients and bake cookies to trade for Dawning gifts around the Sol system. Eva Levante will be on hand in the tower with a mission to get you acquainted with your holiday oven and cookie baking process. Also, several locations and activities will have snowballs to slow, freeze, and shatter your enemies. This Dawning will also see the arrival of the Astral Stasis Dragon Ornament set, which will be available for 6,000 Bright Dust or 1,500 Silver from the Eververse store. This year we'll also see the brand new Void Adaptive Frame Linear Fusion Rifle, Mistral Lift, as the featured weapon, along with previous Dawning weapons with updated perk pools. The Stasis Lightweight Frame Pulse Rifle, Stay Frosty, the Kinetic Aggressive Frame Submachine Gun, Cold Front, the Arc Aggressive Frame Glaive, Albedo Wing, the Void High Impact Frame Fusion Rifle, Glacioclasm, the Solar Adaptive Frame Machine Gun, Avalanche, and the Stasis Adaptive Frame Sword, Zephyr. Along with these weapons, the Dawning event card returns, with more challenges, title, and unique rewards. Also earnable is the Dawning Memento, which you can put into your crafted weapons to gain access to the Icy Shadow Rhyme Keepsake. As a new addition to the Dawning this year, 3 new and exclusive emblems have been hidden inside of a gift in return package: Confectionery Commander, Epicurean Extraordinaire, and Handcrafted Hunter. And in addition to all this festival goodness, there will be a community-wide event to bake a certain set of cookies on a given week, which will significantly increase the drop rate for all 3 emblems. For a weekly pinnacle reward, Act 2 of episode Revenant brought with it the Tomb of Elders, and Contest of Elders over in the Last City, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of Act 2. Also, if you haven't already, it's worth dropping in to see the Gunsmith, as he has a curated set of weapons available. The Grandmaster Nightfall catch-up node is available, giving Guardians the opportunity to complete their Conquest Seal for this episode. Also, with this node becoming available, this will give Guardians the opportunity to jump ahead and complete the rest of Act 2's Nightfalls, along with the final act of Revenant's Nightfalls before they drop. These being the Arms Dealer on the EDZ on week 11, December 17th, and the Inverted Spire on Nessus on week 12, December 24th. Act 3's Nightfalls are Liminality in the Pale Heart on week 13, December 31st, The Corrupted in the Dreaming City on week 14, January 7th, and the Battlegrounds Behemoth on Nessus on week 15, January 14th, 2025. Or conversely be able to complete Act 1's Grandmasters, which are now not available: Lightblade on the Throne World, Proving Grounds on Nessus, and Highest Battlegrounds Moon. Over in the Last City we have Onslaught Salvation, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of the opening act of Revenant. This new version of Onslaught brings with it new defences, 3 new mats, and new enemies to fight. You can select from Widow's Court, Eventide Ruins, and Kel's Grave, either normal or expert. Also, the original Onslaught has been updated to include some of the new additions. Located in the Vanguard playlist, the featured Onslaught map this week will be Midtown, with the Fieldraiser Tormentor kicking off the boss rotation. Also available for a weekly pinnacle is the new dungeon Vespers Host, which can be found over on Europa, with the exotic sniper rifle Icebreaker up for grabs. and a whole suite of new weapons and armour. In the last city on the Helm, the exotic mission Encore is still available, with 2 difficulty options, normal and expert. Also from episode Echoes, we have the 3 new battleground activities, Delve, Conduit and Core, with Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable. The expert battlegrounds will start this week's rotation with Delve. The Dreaming City this week is at a strong curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in Ria Silvia and has the Dark Monastery mission for the next week. The Blind World features Taken enemies and the Plague Oinamina. The Ascendant Challenge will be the Keep of Honed Edges over in the Harbinger Seclude. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is in the Deep. The Trove Guardian is located in the Hellmouth, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Fallen Council in Archer's Line. Nightmare hunts Dydron, Servitude, Tanix, Isolation, and Scolus Pride. The Altars of Sorrow will start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Fogoth and the Blasphemer Shotgun. On Europa this week, Praxisi Technocrat will be the Empire Hunt, Cadmus Ridge will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Safeguard. Days of Eternity Expert difficulty rounds are Hive, Vex, and Valister Arc. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Perfector's armor set will be available in Days of Eternity with Weapon Set 2, Scathelock, Extraordinary Rendition, Brass Attacks, Threaded Needle, Code Duello, Imperial Needle, Far Future, Honor's Edge, Distant Terminus, Interference 6, Shepherd's Watch, and Annual Skate. The Witch Queen Weekly Story mission is the Communion, Altar of Reflection's Choice, and Altar of Reflection's Pact. The Wellspring activity will start the week on attack, with the Kinetic Bow, Feltar Diddle, and Borgon Hive Knight as the boss. The Lightfall Weekly mission is No Time Left, the Partition mission will be Hard Reset, and the Vex Incursion will be Liming Harbour. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is still available for teams of 2 Guardians, where you can farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. The final straight cooperative focus campaign mission this week will be Ascent. The 12 Guardian Matchmade Excision mission is also available next to the race for a weekly pinnacle, with the Grandmaster version granting the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Salvation's Edge raid chant this week is the 5th encounter, Zenith, called Coordinated Efforts. The Root of Nightmares raid chant this week is the 2nd encounter, Scission, called Crossfire. The Val the Disciple chant this week is the 3rd encounter, the Upender, called Defense is Down. The Vault of Glass chant this week is the 3rd encounter, Templar, called Out of Its Way. The Deep Zone Crypt challenge this week is the 1st encounter, Crypt Security, called Red Rover. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Shirochi, called Witch. Featured Pinnacle Raid 1 will be Kingsfall over in the Legends tab, and featured Pinnacle Raid 2 will be the Garden of Salvation over on the Moon, with all challenges available for all encounters. With the exotic Scout Rifle Touch of Malice being farmable from the final boss in Kingsfall, and the exotic Trace Rifle Divinity being acquired via completing the raid puzzles in Garden. Also, the Garden of Salvation weapons are now craftable, with the red borders being farmable for the week. Plus, you can grab a quest from Hawthorne in the Tower for a guaranteed red border on a full completion. Pinnacle Dungeon 1 will be the Pit of Heresy on the Moon, and Pinnacle Dungeon 2 will be the Spire of the Watcher over on the Throne World. The exotic mission rotator will be Node Override Avalon, with Excalibur Exotic Glaive being the main reward. The exotic missions, the Whisper and 0 Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Taking All Challenges, Near Orbit, Trial by Firing Squad, and Mid-Range Calibration. Lost Sectors, Tuesday the Broken Deep in the Pale Heart, Wednesday the Blooming Deep in the Pale Heart, Thursday the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, Friday Extraction on the Throne World, Saturday Sepulture on the Throne World, Sunday Metamorphosis on the Throne World, and Monday K1 Revelations on the Moon. Our 10th featured Nightfall was Citadel against Hymix in the Birthplace of the Vile over on the Throne World, with the Scintillation Trace Rifle as the featured adept weapon. The 6v6 playlist should be Control, Team Scorch should be in the Party Relentless playlist, Showdown in the 3v3 playlist, with Trials of Osiris back at the weekend. This week should also see bonus Trials rewards available all weekend long. Still available is the Destiny 10th Anniversary in-game celebration event, and don't forget to keep an eye on Zer this Friday at Reset to see if he's offering another chance to grab a random rolled exotic class item for 41 strange coins. And that's it for the 10th week of the Final Shape episode Revenant. Now, Respawn, have you fallen asleep? Have I really put you to sleep?
I think you have. I pulled his stream up and his hunter character has not moved in quite a while. So either he's been pulled away, which I feel like we would have heard.
Yeah.
Because mute buttons don't exist. Or he's fallen asleep or something. Because he's in his menu and he has not moved in quite a while. Yeah, so he's wandered off. And how do you feel about the emblems that are up for grabs? Have they grown on you since Donnie sent them to you?
No, I don't. I'm not really. They're not really grabbing me. I'm more interested in the armor, which I've got enough bright dust, so I can just buy all 3.
Oh yeah,
so
totally.
I'm quite happy about that.
Get some Dragon Wings, mix that with your Doki Doki set. You can look absolutely absurd.
And speaking of fashion, we've got a fashion worth of Bungie prize it's that special time at the tower, and they want to talk about celebrating together with another fashion contest. And they're giving 2 fashion emblems this time. The first is the quite rare Felis Galactus.
Yeah, Felis Galaxius.
Yeah, that'll do. And then they're also going to give their very first fashion emblem, which honors none of our favorite grandmas in the whole universe, the Levante Prize. So yeah, that's cool that that's making a comeback. So
yeah, I think they said that was the very first one they gave out. I don't remember how many years ago that was now, but yeah, which of course I've seen a couple people moaning about going, oh, but what if you had about, there's like 7 of you people that have it. If there's 14 or whatever,
what?
Hey, he's back.
He's back.
You weren't supposed to know I was gone.
He was so excited about sir, something happened that you would have absolutely screamed at me for.
Yeah.
and it elicited 0 reactions, so I knew you were long gone.
Ooh, what happened? I won't yell. What happened?
Oh, and you'll never know now. I have to go back to your stream and watch.
So, Destiny, they've got 3 very fitting themes that you can choose from to dress up as, from stasis, winter, and desserts. And they're broad enough to allow everybody to be inventive and think outside of the box.
And desserts.
We also suggest you try mixing them in to earn some extra fashion points. You can participate by yourself or with your friends, but take into consideration the maximum number of guardians per submission must be 3. Well, I've got more than 3 friends, so that's going to upset 2 of them.
Yep.
So a regular fire team. We also want your background to be breathtaking, so stick to our 3 themes.
Why do you keep fake rolling your R's? What? Why?
When choosing a location, it shouldn't be hard. And last, always share your character customization screen so everyone can use your look if they fancy it. So if you want to kind of submit, it's #dawning fashion, one word, in the social media platform of your choice with your Bungie IDs. So that's your hashtag, isn't it? Whatever your name is, and then hashtag.
Yeah, name and hashtag whatever, because there could be a number of night demons. They need to make sure they know which night demon you are.
Tell me about it. I went to play a game this week and somebody had already stolen a night demon.
No.
Yeah.
Impossible.
No, apparently somebody already has that. And I'm like,
only one of
this,
you. It's not possible.
This game has only been out for like a few days. Why? And I had to be the night demon now.
Night demon official. One true night demon.
The official
first night demon.
Real night demon.
So they're going to keep an eye on our work and showcase the first batch of winners will be announced on the 12/12 TWAB. The remaining picks will be shared on our social media channels because they're all on holiday and they don't care.
Correct. So it really wouldn't be the dawning without some sugary treats.
No.
So we talked earlier about baking all those lovely cookies
in the game.
In game, yeah. So players who bake dawning cookies or other desserts, as long as they're inspired by the dawning in Destiny 2, will have a chance to earn the amazing photo ionization emblem. Using #dawningbaking hashtag on your social media platform of choice, the whole world can check your skills, and their favorites will also be included in the 12/12 TWAB. This will be a 1-week contest, but you have plenty of time. So you say that, Bungie. It is the 7th now. You posted this on the 5th, so you gave people a week. We're reading it now on the 7th. People may be hearing about it on, the 9th or the 10th. So you've got a day or two. So basically, hey, if you were planning to bake something, make it Destiny themed or Dawning themed, which I think Dawning would give you a lot more leeway for how you can make it Dawning themed. But yeah, so you've got plenty of time. So remember that credit I gave you earlier in the week about saying, hey, you gave us plenty of time for this? I'm taking a quarter of that credit off for this one, but that's okay. We're getting closer. I want to know more about the in-game events that you want me to do than baking things, which I was never going to do. Maybe somebody will. So the goal for you to have fun while being creative. If you want some inspiration, Drifter told us that he craves hive worms. We know Ikor is a big fan of purple frosting, and believe it or not, Kaido loves cakes and creme brulee. So there you go.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee, yeah. I also, like Kaido, enjoy creme brulee. Hey guys, Baron Bingo is back. Show of hands. Who remembers what Baron Bingo even was and that it's been here before?
Isn't that where you had to kill every single Baron to like move on with the storyline at one point?
Nope.
When the
Nope.
Not even close. No.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's back with a festive twist, and they have a whole bunch of people, favorite teams even, that are going to be competing. Which I do vaguely remember them doing this. Which I feel like was one of those things they announced after it was like midway through happening, and us we went, oh right, that's a thing that happened. So you can join your favorite team captain to help them complete challenges during Act 2, and you can win some prizes and emblems. We have a whole big list of people who are competing and what nation they're in, and we didn't even put flags up there to have Night Demon and us play the what country is that flag from game, like they did last time, I think. So for competitive, for the regions where team captains have chosen to compete against each other, the first captain to complete their card will receive a $100 Bungie store voucher, the Exotic Armory Collection Galahorn to give away, and 30 control emblems to distribute among their community. Anyone who has helped them complete a square on any captain's board also receives a control emblem. Check out the team captain's social media to find out how you can participate, as some might be giving out extra prizes for single line bingos. And now, if you don't feel like being competitive, you could be cooperative. For those cooperating to help each other, all team captains receive a $30 Bungie store voucher and one Bungie Day 2024 collector pin set to give away. Once all captains have completed their cards, they each receive 10 control emblems to distribute to their communities. Same as competitive format, anybody who helped complete a square receives a control emblem, and there may be additional prizes for completing single lines depending on the region. Alright, so if you feel like being competitive, well, I've got some bad news for you. You have to be, or have to join, I guess, one of the teams in Latin America with LTO Toland. And I apologize now for probably butchering most of these names, as most of you I haven't heard of. So, go to the TWAB, you'll be able to see who this is and laugh at how badly I pronounced it. But Latin America, LTO Toland, Asuka Witch, and Mr. Spartan. For those of you in Brazil land, we have Ice Wolf, Mario Jr., and O Everson _. In the Middle East, Special Hero, MiQ8, and Abdul Malik. I can't tell if that's a series of L's or meant to be an L and an I, but yeah. So those are our competitive ones. Latin America, Brazil, Middle East. That's where the sweaties hang out. That's where the tryhards are, apparently. For everybody else, cooperative. In the US, we have Eiswerg, 3 I's, ZWERG, Eiswerg, the D Flawless, and Ms. Kenner. For Australia and New Zealand, we have Wolfbite, It's Chantal, and Waterboy Matt. In Japan, we have Hana Suzume, Levi, and Kanataro. Germany, we have Ilias Gaming. Again, can't tell if those are capital I's or L's. Miftaka and Psychora. In France, we have Linkats, Zyluar, Flapix. In Italy, we have Rewind96, Mr. Dominus, and Agony _FPS. In the Nordics, in the deep, deep north, we have Yellow Light, Ice Cream Queen, and Zarwin. In Poland, Zubaki08, Kijka, yeah. In Diluqua, Diluqa. Benelux, which was Belgium, Luxembourg.
Yeah, I think there's that.
And I feel like there's maybe a third one in there. But in that area, we have Bruno
Mars?
No.
BRUINEVLOEI. Yeah.
Go with that.
Brunvaloi, and Joshua Kane. So much easier to say. Sorry, Bruno. Again, see up top, apologize, names are hard. In Spain, we have Patri19, Andro 4Play, and Colossus. And the UK, we have, I never remember how to say his name. Pinge, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, Destiny Fun Police, and Benny. So there you go, Respawn. You've got people, Demon's got people, everyone's got people. I feel like we've covered the globe pretty well. There's not huge gaps of there's just nobody here. I don't know why anybody outside of Latin America, Brazil, the Middle East want to be competitive, but they were feeling more competitive than most. So yeah, so I guess go to their, pick your favorite human in your region, go there and figure out what this is all about, because you now know what I know, which is next to nothing. There'll be something. There's a bingo card involved. Yeah, it's back, and go follow one of those people. Really follow more of those people. They're all good people. You should follow them all. Get the whole set. And of course, it wouldn't be the holidays without a Twitch sub emblem. So while you're following them, you can probably go, send some gifts around to people. So during the entirety of the dawning, if you gift a sub to your favorite Destiny 2 streamer on Twitch, you'll be able to grab the Tabula Rasa emblem. It's an emblem many of you love and some others couldn't get in the past. So this is the perfect opportunity to make a lot of people happy. Go on, join the season of giving. So it's a nice little, snowflakey one. Looks like winter cheer.
Tabula Rasa.
Yeah, there's the Baron Bingo, which I love. They're like, it's back. Go follow these people, and literally give us no other details. What are the bingo cards? What are we trying to do? Absolutely no idea. So, but yeah, go follow your favorite human from the big list I named, or just go to the TWAB because they've got links for all these people, all these folks' Twitch channels, and try to figure out what it is they'd like us to do for this bingo thing.
Now they're going to give us another community survey on armor and Respawn, as you kind of told us gracefully last time. Would you mind telling us what our new themes are and descriptions? Because I didn't get a thingy. I didn't get a survey. Did you?
No. Honestly, didn't check. So
I don't think I saw one either, and I usually get all those emails. So really, they didn't care what I thought, which is fine. Nope. They know exactly what I think. They're like, we know. His feedback is very clear.
If it's not pink or has bows, we don't want its feedback. All right, so we have what do we got? Theme. Biohazard soldier. Armor that looks like a hazmat suit mixed with military gear and glowing radiation. Wait, these are different. Oh, okay. You probably did say that. All right, so we have Biohazard soldier theme, which it's an armor that looks like a hazmat suit mixed with military gear and glowing radiation. Hazmat suits trigger by almonds, so probably not that one. Cyber Gladiator, heroic warriors of a futuristic battle arena. Potential. Cybernetic augmentation.
Did you say something about almonds?
Triggering my almonds, yep.
Okay.
The part of your brain that gets triggered by like fear and things like that, I think it's shaped like an almond. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what do the nuts have to do with any of this? Now I understand.
Yeah. Cybernetic augmentation. Characters with robotic limbs or other cybernetic enhancements. Forest Guardian. Armor inspired by woodland creatures, wooden armor, and druidic magic and masks. Nothing says I'm going to stop bullets like wooden breastplates.
Squirrels. Just a mob of squirrels coming at you like tangles.
Well, they do have something called ironwood, but I'm not sure if ironwood can stop bullets. It is like one of the tougher woods, if not the toughest wood. I'm not sure what its hardness scale is, but it's up there. But I still don't think that's going to stop a bullet, at least not with any kind of lightweight or... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Ninja Assassin, sleek, lightweight cloth armor for stealth, deadly bladed weapons, and poisons. Lich King, ooh, that sounds nice. Lich King, undead inspired armor with an icy, sinister look, skulls, and catacombs. That sounds pretty good. Demonic Overlord, fiery, menacing armor with spike details and infernal wings. Yo, can I be a fire dragon? That'd be dope.
The wings would be too small. They're infernal wings.
Yeah, probably. Retro 80s skins inspired by popular 1980s fashion and music. Hair, metal, punk, new wave. That is 100% you. And then Hacker Elite. Hacker Elite. Armor with holographic interfaces, tech tools, and body augmentation from a dystopian future. Gotta love me some 1985 augmentations there, brother. 84. 84? 85. What's the book? It's 1984, right? Yeah, 1984.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, a big giant mohawk helmet when?
Don't you already have that with Saints Exotic?
Yeah, but like it can be taller. It can be better. It could be like, 80s punk rock helmet. That's what we want.
So you're looking for like what was his name? Like Power Man 5000 style hair. Or oh god, what was Rob Zombie's brother? He had like the 18-inch spikes on top of his head. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The taller. If I can't use the hair as a melee weapon, then I'm not interested.
Yeah.
You have a glaive, I'll have hair. It'll be great. Yeah, I'm really curious to see. I mean, these are, again, just very... I feel like these options were a little less like, here's 4 of the same thing and some of the other things we sprinkled in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really curious to see where this goes. The Forest Guardian sounds super interesting. Biohazard Soldier just sounds like Fallout to me, which, hey, Fallout crossover when?
Wow, that would be cool, a Fallout crossover. But the Biohazard, it just seems very yellowy, and I'm not really a fan of it. Okay, anti-barrier shotgun. Can you do anti-barrier shotgun stuff, please? Thank you.
Refuses.
I know, like earlier, it just hit him, and I got immune numbers. I'm like, sorry, what? Anyway.
Oh, well, and as a very special treat for all your amazing feedback and help, they have a preview of a Sparrow that's coming next year with codename Frontiers. It's part of a set they call Beat Drop DJ. And let's just say, it's impossible not to dance on the seat while driving it.
That sounds dangerous.
It looks like a, tape deck, speakers, as a Sparrow. So can you drive that around while using the DJ emote and just have a dance party? Giant 12-person dance party when, Bungie? That's what we need now.
That's not a bad question. I have a better question though. Like the DJ emote, will it play music while you write it?
Well, they're telling us it's impossible not to dance while driving it, so I'm gonna hope so. Because otherwise, I think I reserve the right to be completely disappointed and go 1 star, would not recommend.
Right. That's what I'm saying too.
It has to be. Like, how could it not?
It's visual. I mean, there's a lot of visual shenanigans happening, right? So
yeah, but I mean, if I have a whole super that plays dubstep when I use it, then and an emote that does play music, I need a Sparrow that plays music too to go with it.
Right. I need you to back up. You have a super that plays dubstep?
Have you never listened to the sound prompts when you pop your stasis supers?
I rarely have the sound on in the game, so I'm going to say no on that one.
The stasis supers, well, I mean, the Titan at the very least, I think all 3 do, but the Titan definitely, like, you get a beat drop when you drop that super. And it's very silly because you need more wub. It's important. What's also important is to make Respawn happy, the Sentinel Shield super damage. Yeah, I guess I should say, this is where we go into our player support report. With, again, no little woody line at the top. Still disappointed, Bungie. But the Sentinel super shield damage, that they're aware of the issue that the Sentinel shield super melee damage, doing more damage than intended. They're working on a fix, targeting mid-December. We plan to reduce the current unintended damage while still leaving it higher than it was in the pre-815 update. We look forward to seeing your gameplay clips of melting bosses and solo flawless dungeons. Until then,
solo flawless dungeons for the Titans, but not the Hunters. Whatever. Anyway,
you just have to use one of your many other good options to solo flawless things.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in you. You can do it. Just like your Golden Gun and Celestial Nighthawk super regen. We're aware of an issue where the Golden Gun Celestial Nighthawk variant is benefiting from the recent super energy gains meant only for the quote roaming supers. It's not intended, and they're also targeting the same early December fix for that as well, which they told us about when they released it. Said, hey, it's not supposed to happen. Of course, it's happening because the game does what it wants. Your Shadowfall Tether update, again, targeting a fix for the Hunter Tether in the Vespers hosted for mid-January. Through investigation, a proposed fix was scheduled for the 815 update in November 19th, however, that caused more crashing issues, and we decided to pull it in the end versus making the game worse off. So once our fix is thoroughly tested, we'll provide more info on when this is expected to be resolved. And I think they did say, early January in the tweet they followed up with. Your Balados Wrath Weavers, those are still disabled. Due to an issue of them doing more damage than intended, being dealt to enemies, the Warlock's Balados Wrathweaver exotic has been disabled until a fix is implemented. So, there you go, Respawn. Too much damage on the Balados Wrathweavers, and we're just going to turn those off in the entire game and not tell you when it's being fixed. So see, you and the Warlocks can commiserate together. Your Legend and Master Law Sector rewards, there's a short-term fix on the November 23rd to address the issue where the Law Sectors would not drop weapon rewards on certain days. Due to low stock, they had to ration weapons out. So until a full fix is introduced, the feature Law Sector will now be slightly altered. Yeah, there were some that just weren't dropping weapons, just at all.
Just full stock, yeah.
Yeah, just like, congratulations, you did this thing. Unfortunately, you get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. So,
Stockboy called in sick. My bad.
Yeah, sorry, we're all out of guns today. Sorry, ran fresh out of guns. So it sounds like they're going to alter Night Demon's rotation of Lost Sectors. Probably going, these ones are broken. We're going to take those out and give you non-broken ones. They might be broken in a different way. So whatever rotation you think is going to be, they're going to slightly alter it. But they're not going to tell us what it is anyway, so you just get to find out. It's more fun for those who make content. And the known issues list. We have checkpoints for some master raids that aren't being saved. Bungie, of all the things to tell us, it would really be nice if I was trying to, do a master raid, and I needed a checkpoint to tell me which raids are affected. So, but some master raids are not saving their checkpoints. Is it all checkpoints? Is it all master raids? I don't know. Some of them. So yeah, but so I guess your mileage may vary if you're trying to do a master raid and trying to do a checkpoint. It may just not want to work for you. So yeah, that's real exciting. The Iron Banner's 4th weekly challenge does not reward an Iron Banner memento upon completion.
Because why would it?
Yeah. Also, the rewards are not dropping as intended after a win in Iron Banner. So you may not be getting any rewards in Iron Banner, mementos or otherwise.
Look, I think the memento's ugly, but the fact that I've played as much as I have over the past week and a half and haven't seen a single one, I think is absolutely ridiculous. Come on, dude. One, dude.
Well, see, it's because you're a hunter, because I have 3 so far. So, see, that's it. You're clearly holding it wrong. Don't know what to tell you. The Titan got 3. I've actually stolen all of yours. I actually reached into your pocket and took them from you.
Yeah, but the other Titan doesn't have any either. So
I think he said he got one to drop finally, like 1.
Did he? Okay.
I think so. We'll have to see if and when he comes back. Your modifiers in Vanguard Ops occasionally change after loading into an area. So, which modifiers? I don't know. Is it the champion ones? It's hard to say. Is Vanguard Ops just the strikes and not like Nightfalls or Onslaughts and things? I really couldn't tell you. But if your modifiers have changed, it's not just you. It's the game changing them on you when you change areas. So, be aware. Also, just never play Vanguard Ops. What doesn't ever really break or have no issues? Gambit. Because if you don't touch it, you can't break it. It's in the same state it has been, which is in a mostly good one, except for your moats. Still kind of fall onto the floor and things teleport periodically.
Yeah, the main point of the game, right? Dump moats that you can't reach.
But it's significantly better than it was. We don't ask Gambit players. We don't ask for a lot. We know our place in the pecking order. We're happy that you're just not changing modifiers or just not giving rewards at all or taking our checkpoints away. See, we're good just doing what we're doing and being happy with it. It's fine.
Oh my god. So that champion drops 15 moats, so that means out of the 15, I can pick up 12 because the other ones fell through the map. Got it.
Yeah, the rest of those aren't for you. That's what the other ads are for. If you haven't killed enough to get 15 moats, what do you do with your life?
It's the moat tax is what it is. Y'all
exactly.
Heard about it.
Yeah, precisely. So also, hey, only one player can access the first hidden chest in Vesper's host.
Again?
Fire teams have to wipe for other team members to access the chest. And not so much again as it is just still. I think that's been a still. Your Tomb of Elder tonics are not increasing chances for specific weapons as expected. I think I saw it's actually giving you. I can't remember if it's actually giving you a different weapon or increasing a different weapon chance, or if that's what they thought it was doing, or it's just not working. So yeah, Tonic may or may not be working in Tomb of Elders to give you something or not.
Once also, again, during the looter shooter, where you can't get the loot or store the loot or anything that has to do with the loot.
Listen, it's not about the loot. It's about the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, hold on, let me check my Palm Pilot. Right here, carry the 1, divide by pi, calculate the radius of the sun, and yes, it is in fact all about the loot. My Palm Pilot has confirmed. Yeah.
Well, guess what? During the contest of the Elders, which is the one that goes on and on and on till the break of dawn, players who have no revive tokens left and then die might get stuck on the finding spawn location screen instead of restarting the activity or going to orbit.
No.
So you may just be stuck there. That may just be your new home.
You don't say.
During Contest of the Elders, only 5 out of the 6 explosive tanks may spawn during the spider tank encounter, resulting in a soft lock until the players wipe and restart. Totally. So if you're sitting here going, we've killed all the spider tank things, there's a chance you haven't. So just die and try it again, which is really good advice for all things in the game.
Wishing it's intended.
Yeah, in Vespers host, players cannot dunk the nuclear core in the bunker if the corrupted puppeteer's wipe mechanic starts when the core drops. So you think you're fast, but you're not fast enough. Players who are unable to complete Step 6 of the Rogue Network quest may need to claim the collectible in the heart room without doing the puzzle. So yeah, so just listen, complete the dungeon if you can, and then just go, I've completed it once. I can pick up my free weapon from the gunsmith, and that's all I really need to care about. Night Demon, how many Iron Banner mementos do you have?
I'm full.
Oh, what a drastic change.
See?
I know, I've heard a lot of people complain about.
I still don't have a single one. Not one.
But I did. Somebody commented on the video on YouTube and said that they haven't had any to drop. And I said, well, once I kind of gilded my title and done all the challenges and reset my rank, they then started dropping, and they were dropping quite frequently. And I was like,
title, do all the challenges, reset your rank, and then you might have a chance.
Well, no, you have to reset your rank to gild your title. But that's what I was saying. Is like I did the basics to kind of do the title, and they then started dropping. It was like one every couple of games. I was like, oh, okay, and now I'm filled because I've got 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just you're not playing the right kind of Iron Banner, it seems.
Yeah, they reward the loyal players. That's what that is about.
Yeah, so Demon, we basically told everybody to go play Gambit because there's bugs with everything else, and us Gambit players know that the game is exactly where we left it, and if you never make changes, you can't break new things. So yeah, don't go to the dungeon, don't go to your Vanguard Ops where your modifiers are going to change. Just go to Gambit. Stay there, be happy. And we have Art of the Week, and we have nice, futuristic Neo Muda Art of the Week. We have, if my browser would work, Movies of the Week, Solo GM in 9 minutes and 8 seconds. Good for you. Somehow while avoiding the Cabal drop pods, which I'm pretty sure is where the Cabal stuff comes from. I think, was it Cabal Butter? I think that's where that comes from, is you just drop pod on somebody, and then you got loads of materials to play with.
Sorry, did you say drop a pod on somebody? Have you weaponized the pods?
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to tell anyone about that, but
bruh, at least look, you said that to us in like a DM, brother, right? I need to know these things.
Listen, no one listens to the show. It's our little secret.
Well, you still haven't told me how to do it, so send me the instructions.
It's our little secret. And then just like that, the penultimate TWAB of the year is over. Yep, you'll see our last one of 2024 next week. So next week we have one more TWAB, and that's it for the year. Then they're going to go off and do other things. It will be filled with info about what's happening in Destiny 2 until we come back. Now go on, get your best apron on, get ready to bake your closest allies, throw thousands of stasis snowballs at your enemies, and always play with friends and get the best loot there is. And then go, but Bungie, where am I supposed to put it? And at the very end, in the hidden exclamation point, that is quite the doggo licking his lips. So they're a treat to
Puppers. Us. It's a puppers. All right, now that all three of us are back, Twit is done. What videos have thou watcheth this week, Sir Demon?
Well, we have a few videos that we've kind of already talked about. Well, no, we've already talked about. So we've got the True Vanguard video. It's time to stop complaining about D2. The Paul Tassi bugs on bugs on bugs. The one that Peroty mentioned by It's Tizzle. And I've got Asocross's guide for the Dawning 2023 because it'll be relevant for the 2024, apart from the cookie that we don't know about. And I thought that would be really helpful.
It would be. Cookies, be happy.
Yeah, be happy.
Come on, cookie good. I'm gonna gild that title again. That's people keep laughing at me because every season I gild that dumbass title.
Do it again.
They're like, of all the ones you could gild, why that one? I'm like, I don't know. I like cookies. Shut up.
Because it's there to gild, and if you're going to give me a title for just baking cookies and hanging out, why not?
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of weapon drops from it too. You know, assuming it still works. You know,
it probably will. And the one video, not that this man needs anyone's support or additional eyeballs, but then again, who does at this point? The Jez 8 days ago put out the awful absurdity of Bungie's best story, which is a 2-hour and 2-minute breakdown of the Final Shape campaign.
Whoa.
Which I mean, if you've ever seen the Jez video, you sort of know what you're getting. Very tongue-in-cheek, very silly. And he doesn't really talk about, the gameplay at all. This is the story of the Final Shape campaign. So, like, he mentions every now and again, he's like, he might touch on the gunplay or touch on the weapons or touch on the, what you're getting from it. But no, it's basically like, here's the story they told us, guys. Here's the story we've played through. Just think about this for a minute. So I watched that in a couple of pieces this week, along with the other, videos that Night Demon mentioned, and just really enjoyed because I enjoy his style, and I guess he's again another content creator switching over to more of like doing some long form, as he says, like green screen stuff. So I'm curious to see where that goes. I think some people are sort of switching into some of the longer form, like TDT as well. Some of the longer form stuff that's taking more time to sort of put together and really like think through and come out with. But I enjoy his style, and the story was very silly, and I enjoyed it very much. So that's the only thing I've watched this week that was Destiny related.
Cool.
And our report roundup was basically the two things we mentioned because they were having a team building activity the other day, Bungie was, and there are lots of silly replies to lots of silly people, but none of them were terribly game related. So we've told you what they told us. And now I'm going to tell you who you can't threaten with a good time.
Is it Renard Gallant? Who gets
no? It might be Renard Gallant, though.
It might be. We've gone to Thanksgiving with our lovely patrons. We sat around the table from Zep, Orbit, and K4, who we can't threaten with a good time. Night Demon looked at me and said, "What's a Thanksgiving? We just had a Thursday. I'm out here dancing with the Otter Dance Troupe of the Scarlet Cam, dedicated to
M64. Didn't he say that they do have Thanksgiving, but it was just different? Didn't you tell us that?
No,
we don't have Thanksgiving.
Oh. And Respawn's over here just throwing grenades, just throwing more grenades with Golden God 1562, Noble, Basically Salt, Fire Squad 1688, and Coderson 105. And the Deacon still down in the lab with the Day 1 raid team, probably prepping them for the hot tub. Because you know who would fit in the hot tub? Dimwee, Gravy Jeff, and PP Pipe. They would fit beautifully in that hot tub, being the best team they could be, just enjoying the soothing bubbles of the hot tub while they relax after a hard day of training. And we thank all of you lovely people who have gone to patreon.com/TTAH and said, "We appreciate what you do. We appreciate listening to you maniacs every week, and we'd like to continue to do so. We appreciate you. You appreciate us." And then this is where I, Peroty, lover of all things ridiculous, say thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Night Demon. Your Hunter is no one responds in real life. Don't have a Warlock. Sorry. You're going to have to go find an all-Warlock show for that. Go to YouTube. Find our show, Two Titans and a Hunter. Follow, you'll get all the updates, all the videos. You'll watch Night Demon's slow descent into madness as they take away the version of Iron Banner that was meant to be, when they adjust the Lost Sector rotation, but not tell us what it's going to be, so it's all a surprise. You can email him your condolences at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. You can find this show wherever you get your podcasts. It's everywhere. You'll find it. I believe in you. Again, YouTube, every new episode, every weekly update video, every live stream, basically anything that's going on that we're putting out, it's there. TwoTitansAndHunter.com is where you can find this show, all the show notes, the videos we link to, the websites we talk about, and any of those things we've ever mentioned. There's a lovely link at the top of that page that will tell you all of those places to go to find them. If you want to be a patron, patreon.com/TTAH. You can be appreciated. We appreciate you. We love all of you. If you're looking for more casual encounter, coffee.com/TwoTitansAndAHunter. That's ko-fi.com. And if you want to see this show live, watching us fail to read things, watching Respawn go off and do random side quests, or just go, wow, it's amazing what this show starts at, and then how good it sounds when it's edited, twitch.tv/no one responds in real life. And as the frog overtakes me, I will say go to twitch.tv/TwoTitansHunter. Go there, follow us, hit the bells, know when we go live. And that's it for my voice this week. So, say goodbye, everybody.
Arrivederci and deuces.
Bye.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.